He comes from a lineage of great sages, yogis, and saints from India. He began his spiritual journey at the age of 7 and was fully realized by the age of 14. During this time, he delved into different practices and acquired mastery over Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Aghori practices, and Yaksha sadhana. He was a siddha, and many masters, saints, and sages used to visit him in solitude to gain wisdom and guidance from him since the tender age. Although he has been helping humanity since childhood, he never disclosed this part of him to the world, and only the advanced yogis and masters were aware of his divine presence. Only in the last 2 years he chose few people from the world and started guiding them in their spiritual paths, and those who have been closely associated with him have witnessed many miracles in his presence. Despite being a family person, he is a yogi and intends to help people entangled in this world achieve Jivan Mukti, liberation while being alive. He is truly in the world but not of the world, and if you really want to understand him, look him beyond his physical appearance and just sit with him, and you will never be the same again. In his presence you will transcend your body and mind and experience the state of Sat, absolute truth, Chit, pure consciousness, Ananda, eternal bliss. Let us fold our hands in front of his divinity and with a heart filled with gratitude and love welcome our spiritual guru, the realized soul, and our enlightened master, Guru Meenakshi Mishra.
ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अहं ब्रह्मास्मि। Good evening, everyone. So welcome to the Q&A session. So here we are. So good to see Aditi ji already ready with her questions. So Haribhai, let's begin.
Yes, sir. Aditi ji, please unmute yourself.
हर हर महादेव।
हर हर महादेव।
एक एक करके सवाल पूछती हूँ महादेव, अगर टाइम है तो उसके हिसाब से। तो पहले मेरा सवाल है गीता से।
Okay.
तो एक्चुअली महादेव मुझे ये जानना था कि कर्म योग में एग्जैक्टली भगवत गीता में बताए तरीके से एग्जैक्टली कौन से कर्म से परमात्मा की प्राप्ति है, वो एग्जैक्टली कर्म का रास्ता मीन्स एग्जैक्टली कैसे है, क्या है, आप थोड़ा सिंप्लीफाई करके बता देना प्लीज महादेव। तो मुझे ये पूछना था कि मीन्स भक्ति और ज्ञान, भक्ति मार्ग और ज्ञान मार्ग, ये दोनों भी उसका वो तो अनंत है, मीन्स उसका कुछ आदि या अंत नहीं हो सकता है ऐसे। मेरे थिंकिंग के हिसाब से मुझे लग रहा है ऐसे। बट कर्म को देखा जाए तो हर एक कर्म की शुरुआत और अंत निश्चित है, वैसे ही उसके जो फल है उसका शुरुआत और अंत भी निश्चित है। तो अगर कर्म का आदि और अंत निश्चित है, उसके फलों का भी निश्चित है, तो ये तो मीन्स ये सब तो ये टेम्पररी है, तो उससे परमात्मा की प्राप्ति कैसे हो सकती है? वैसे ही अगर मेडिटेशन हम लोग करते हैं तो क्या मेडिटेशन भी कर्म योग में आता है, या मेडिटेशन ये कौन से योग में आता है महादेव? और जैसे कर्म योग, ज्ञान और भक्ति योग में शरीर, इंद्रिय, मन, बुद्धि की सहायता हमको लेनी पड़ती है। तो
Okay.
ये सब तो नश्वर है ना महादेव। तो मीन्स नश्वर, इसका मतलब ही जिसमें ईश्वर ना हो, पर फिर भी हम उसकी सहायता लेकर ही ये सब कुछ करते हैं।
हम्म।
तो ये तो कंपलसरी है कि उनकी सहायता लेना पड़ता है। तो ज्ञान योग में और भक्ति योग में समझ सकते, बट आई एम नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग अबाउट कर्म योग महादेव की एग्जैक्टली मीन्स मीन्स मुझे एग्जाम्पल ये मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा था कि अगर एक इंसान समाज सेवा करता है
Okay.
लाइफ टाइम निस्पृह, वो पूरा लाइफ अपने उसके लिए डिवोट किया है,
हम्म।
तो ये भी एक अच्छा कर्म है, और वो उससे रिटर्न भी कुछ नहीं चाहता है उसके बदले में। तो ये कर्म, क्या ये सब कर्मों से उसका मोक्ष का मार्ग खुलता है या नहीं, या फिर कर्म भी वैसे ही करना चाहिए जो उनको मोक्ष की तरफ लेके जाए। मीन्स महादेव, अगर ये सोशल वर्क किया तो उसका ये मोक्ष मिलने के लिए कुछ फायदा नहीं है क्या? मीन्स इसका कोई इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं है क्या? अगर ये अच्छा कर्म कर रहे तो कर्म भी वैसा ही करना चाहिए जो मोक्ष प्राप्ति दे सके या फिर उसको समझ सके।
Okay.
मीन्स अगर कोई देश की सेवा कर रहा है, कोई गरीबों की सेवा कर रहा है, तो इन बातों से उसको ये प्राप्ति नहीं होने वाली है, ऐसा है क्या?
Okay.
तो
चलो।
ये तो फिर पहला सवाल ऐसा है हमारा।
अच्छा, सो दिस इज द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन। ओके।
हम्म।
सो हमें लगा कि इसके अंदर 3-4 सवाल आ गए। सो एनीवेज, सो आपका क्वेश्चन इज related to karma yoga, how exactly karma yoga works,
हम्म।
how it really helps you to liberate. And when you are doing a karma, you have to use the physicality and the mentality where you have to do the work. और जैसे ही physicality और mentality लगता है, so there is these are नश्वर, जो आप कहते हो, जैसे कहते हो ना ईश्वर नहीं होता है, जो समाप्त हो जाता है उसे नश्वर कहते हैं, क्योंकि ऐसा कोई जगह है ही नहीं जिसपे ईश्वर ना हो। सो वो नश्वर जिसे कहते हैं कि ईश्वर होने के बावजूद भी जिसका क्षय होता है, या तो जो जन्म और मृत्यु जरा के मार्ग से जाता है, वो नश्वर है।
हम्म।
ओके, सो डिस्पाइट यूजिंग ऑल दिस, हाउ यू कैन ट्रांसेंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स, इसके परे कैसे जा सकते हो आप, जिससे मतलब कर्म, क्योंकि कर्म तो आपको इसी के जरिए करना है, कर्म करने का कोई और रास्ता है नहीं। तो ये नश्वर चीजों को आप सहायक बना के आपकी मुक्ति कैसे प्राप्त करते हो आप। देन द थर्ड पार्ट दैट यू आर स्पीकिंग इज, जो भी सोशल सर्विसेज करते हैं, कैन दैट बी कॉल्ड एज कर्म योग, क्या उससे भी उनकी मुक्ति हो सकती है? राइट। ओके, सो दैट्स अंडरस्टैंडेबल। ओके, सो लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड कर्म योग। कर्म योग में जो बताया जाता है कि आप जिस तरीके के कर्म करोगे उस प्रकार की आपकी गति होगी। सो दैट्स द बेसिक रूट ऑफ कर्म। सो द इंग्लिश में क्या कहते हैं, एज यू सो सो शैल यू रीप। सो कर्म मार्ग में जो मार्ग है, इट इज लाइक ए वेरी टिपिकल प्रोसेस, बिकॉज इफ यू लुक एट व्हाट वी डू, हम कोई भी अच्छा कार्य करने भी जाते हैं ना, तो अगर हिसाब लगा के बैठे, इफ यू स्टार्ट डूइंग दी counting of the good things that you have done and the bad things that you have done knowingly unknowingly, then you will always find that the things that have been done bad will always be more when compared to the good things that you have done. Matlab, if let's calculate like good things as feeding someone, somebody is hungry, we have fed them, या तो कभी माला जाप कर लिया, या तो भगवान के नाम के कोई पूजा पाठ कर लिया, या तो किसी गरीब को मदद कर दी, या अपने जन्मदिन के उपलक्ष्य में जाके किसी को कुछ दे दिया। सो व्हेन वी आर डूइंग ऑल दिस थिंग्स, ये कितने बार करते हैं when compared to the karma that we do? Because the moment you wake up, even in your sleep, and whatever you do, every moment is a karma, because आप सोने के समय you are still breathing. ब्रीदिंग अगर एक कर्म ना होता तो ब्रीदिंग बंद हो जाता था आपका। So it is also a process, and the same, the digestion part is going on, still your heart is beating, and when you wake up you start walking, drinking, eating and all that you do. So जो कुछ भी करते हो सब में कर्म लग गया। So when understanding that कि मैं कर्म से मुक्त कैसे हो पाऊंगा, because when I am looking just at one part of the good thing that I am doing, there are 1,000 parts unknowingly I am doing bad. और आपने कहा कि जो भी आप कर्म करते हो उसका एक पाथ है, इट हैज टू गो थ्रू ए सर्टेन थिंग, मींस जैसे बीज लगाए वो पेड़ होगा, पेड़ का देयर इज ए प्रोसेस टू द प्लांट, उसी तरीके से हम एक कर्म करते हैं तो कर्म का फल मिलता है, उसके बाद उसकी समाप्ति होती है, जैसे स्टार्टिंग देन मिड पॉइंट एंड द एंड ऑफ द कर्म. बट व्हेन वी आर कॉन्स्टेंटली डूइंग कर्म, हाउ कैन वी एंड इट? बिकॉज कैसे लगता है कि वी आर गोइंग थ्रू वन कर्म एंड इट इज एंडिंग, बाय दैट टाइम अनदर 1000 कर्मस आर रेडी. सो हाउ एम आई गोइंग टू गेट रिड ऑफ दैट? इसीलिए कहा जाता है कि कर्म का जो मार्ग है, इट इज प्रेटी डिफिकल्ट फॉर पीपल टू डू एंड अंडरस्टैंड. कारण क्या है? कारण यह है कि बिकॉज ऑफ वन कर्म आई एम कंप्लीटिंग एंड बाय दैट टाइम आई एम क्रिएटिंग मिलियंस मोर. फिर उसका भी एक गति होगा, फिर वो चलेगा, फिर आगे जाएगा. सो इज देयर ए वे टू गेट रिड ऑफ इट? एब्सोल्युटली देयर इज ए वे टू गेट रिड ऑफ इट. उससे पहले समझ लेते हैं जो आपने थर्ड पॉइंट रखा कि इफ वी आर डूइंग अ सोशल सर्विस काइंड ऑफ थिंग, समबडी हैज डेडिकेटेड देयर एंटायर लाइफ टुवर्ड्स दैट, क्या उनकी मुक्ति हो सकती है? क्या उनकी सदगति हो सकती है? सो लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड दिस. जैसे आप जानते हो कि किसी भी तरीके का मार्ग हम चुने, वो चाहे कर्म मार्ग हो, ज्ञान मार्ग हो या भक्ति मार्ग हो, जिस रास्ते भी हम चुनते हैं, वी आर ऑल डूइंग इट टू एटलीस्ट और एट द एंड व्हाट टू अचीव? मोक्ष, निर्वाण, वॉट एवर यू कॉल दैट. लेकिन कर्म का जिन्होंने संसार के प्रति अपना जीवन लाइक निछावर,
समर्पित,
so what about that?
समर्पित. हाँ,
So let's understand it from a very well known figure.
राज जी.
नहीं, not going there. We will come to some other person. Might be one who everybody knows in this room. So no, I'm not talking about any of our group members or family members here. I'm just talking about none other than Bhagat Singh. Because that is a person who everybody knows, and we all know he died at a very young age, and by the time you know, he got hanged and he got died. But now, when you asked about the Karma Yoga, why I took this name of a particular person, when it is nowhere, if you look at it in spirituality, it is not connected. I could have taken the name of Meera, Radha and all those things, then you would have understood in a particular way. But I'm giving you an example from the world, so that you get an answer from the worldly perspective first, then we will talk about the spiritual part. When I'm talking about Bhagat Singh, so we all know that he was a person who wanted to make this country free. उसको मुक्त करना था इस दुनिया को. But my question is, he was doing the karma to make this or bring the freedom to India, right? But what was his need in it? उनको क्या चाहिए था? अगर चाहिए होता, if he would have wanted something, he would have saved himself first. But did he did that? देखो, यहां पे एक कर्म भी है और मुक्ति भी है जो साथ में चलती है. अगर इस तरीके भाव को आपको समझ गए, मीन्स he is doing the work expecting nothing out of it. Why is it expecting nothing out of it? Because उसको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Has he seen the freedom of India? No, it was just an idea that India will be free. उस आइडिया के ऊपर, only because of that idea and not for himself, never for himself. अगर उनको आजादी देखनी थी तो वो किसी भी तरीके से बच जाता था और कहता था नहीं मैं आजादी देखूंगा तब मरूंगा. But he did not do that. He just lived with one idea. What was that idea? कि मुझे कर्म करना है और ऐसा कर्म करना है कि मेरा देश आजाद हो जाए. But in the meantime, he was not attached with anything. He was not expecting anything. He could have also gone to some job, might have lived just like we are living, and have died someday. But what he did? He left everything apart. He said, I have a bigger goal in my life, not only to take care of myself, not just my family. I have a bigger goal in my life, and when I'm doing it, I'm not even thinking what I'm going to bring into my home or not. And even I'm not sure whether I will see it or not. क्या हो गया? कर्म हुआ मुक्ति के साथ. He was not attached to anything. He was not expecting anything. Only there was one goal, that I should, these people should benefit out of it, what I am doing. देख रहे हो, ये कर्म है. ये कर्म करते हुए भी मुक्ति है. Because the first thing, what did Krishna said to Arjuna? Now let's understand from the perspective of spirituality. What did Krishna said to Arjuna? He said, hey Arjuna, whatever karma you are doing, if you attach that to the dharma of yours, then only that is karma yoga. Not just I go to an orphanage to take a selfie. As I said, no, the photo was there, like 12 people are standing, one person in the bed and one banana. 12 लोग हाथ लगाए एक ही बनाना का और उसके लिए फोटो है. And बोलना नहीं चाहिए, stunningly that was also printed in the newspaper that these group helped the old age people. कम से
अच्छा,
कम
Manoj ji, that Bhagat Singh's example was very good. The same thing, what about Subhash Chandra Bose? Because
I'll come there.
his
See,
intention was also getting a freedom,
absolutely,
but
Hari bhai.
he has killed so many people.
Okay.
And that too, see, what about the other people, like the people who are fighting in Kashmir? Even they want to free Kashmir.
Now,
Even the people who wanted to free Punjab,
absolutely,
Khalistan.
absolutely. See, this topic will lead to a very crucial and hot topic discussion. If you want to go, I can go there. I can speak on anything. Because
As you
I
said,
will tell
you
you
wanted
one.
to, yeah, you wanted
Yes.
to show us that worldly perspective, na? So
Yes,
this
yes,
is
yes. So from a worldly perspective, if you look at it,
also a very important
okay, so let
aspect.
me ask you a very simple question, Hari bhai. Ravana was a hero or a villain?
He was a villain
Villain for whom?
for us.
Those who believed in Ram.
Yes,
But if you go and ask the people of Lanka,
yes, they believe that Ravan was the
there
right.
must not have been a greater king ever for them. Yes or no? So it is a perspective of from where you are looking at it. Our mind always takes a side. Either you are on the side of the hero or you are on the side of the villain. Even if you are on the
Even in
side
the
of the
case
villain,
of even Osama,
see,
Osama is also like that, right?
absolutely.
Some
For
group they
some,
will,
yes, for some people, Haribhai, like one who looks like a freedom fighter for one part, for the other part, he's a terrorist. Is it not? So this is a very, very typical questionnaire, and a long debate can be done on it. But again, the perspective of it is, what is the intention of that person? Is he blinded by his faith? Is he doing nuisances on the name of something else? You should be very careful with that, because that does not lead you to, because when your eyes are already blinded, how can you even walk? And only thing if you think is, if I kill some people, then only.
is it an effect of Kalipurush? Because nowadays Kalki is, I mean, it's a hot topic now.
It's not on that, Haribhai. Look at it. See, every yuga has demons.
Yes.
Can you tell that Ram के जमाने में रावण हो सकता है तो अभी क्यों नहीं हो सकते? So that is the cycle of life. It will always be there. The good things will be there. The things that will always push the good things will also be there. So this is the paradox of life, and this is the how the life continues to grow, continues to live. There will always be predators, and there will be always be the one that are eaten up. And the predator who is eating on something is also been consumed by somebody else. That's the cycle of life. So if you go back into the concept of understanding that from spirituality also, you'll get the same thing. Right? If you look at this image of goddess Chinnamasta, right? If you look at her, how does she look like? She has cut her own head, holding her, and she is feeding herself. What does that, what do you mean by that? That is itself is, from a tantric perspective, it is showing that she has the 3 blood vessels coming out of it, that is Ida, Pingala and Sushumna. Ida and Pingala are being consumed by 2 of her, the people, those who are surrounding her, and she is actually drinking it from the main vein, that is the Sushumna. And what it is showing, she is showing like she is holding it and she is laughing. If you look at that face, while drinking that, she is laughing. What does that indicate? That indicates that she is the creator and she is also the destroyer. She is the mother who takes care of the children, and she is also the one who can destroy everything. That's nature. So when we are talking about this cycle of life, all these things will be there. Just like you remember, we keep on talking about in the 9 days, like meditative sessions that we continue to do, the white blood cells and the red blood cells. What looks like a chaos at a certain point, it is all required at a macro level. At a microscopic view, it's all chaos. So when you are living life from a microscopic view, you will find all chaos in life. Just look at you, just like in your organization. If you go and do micromanagement in everything, that means poking your nose in every aspect of your work. Will any work be done? So the only thing is, as a proprietor, as a or owner of the business, you should not be going into the micromanagement system. You should be sitting somewhere else, just observing. It means the macroscopic observation of the process grows the process. The microscopic poking into the process delays the process and devastates the process. So this is where we are coming to understand from a perspective of a business perspective also. So now coming back to, again, if I hurry, can I continue there? Because you asked a few other things.
Yes.
See, everywhere, if you look at Subhash Chandra Bose or any of the great people that have already been there, those who you call as a freedom fighter, and true sense, those who are freedom fighter. That's why I'm not taking names. In true sense, the ones, those who have been freedom fighter, you will see they have never wanted anything. Those who wanted, can you call them that? मुक्ति, अगर आप कार्य करते हुए आप मुक्त नहीं हुए, तो वो कार्य आपको मुक्त नहीं कर सकता. Got it? So while doing the work itself, if you are not free, that work will never lead you to freedom. So first and foremost thing is you are detached. Means the same thing comes back to the play from a spiritual perspective when you are not the doer. When you are not the doer, yet the work is being done, then what happens? There is no you. And when there is no you, there is no karma. And despite doing that karma, you are free of the karma. And ultimately, that karma, where you are not attached, leads you to your liberation. The moment you attach yourself to anything, any of your karmas that you do, for example, आज ना मैंने ना 10 गरीबों को खाना खिलाया. किसने? Who fed? मैंने. अच्छा ठीक है. तो कल सुबह ब्रश किसने किया? मैंने. तो कितने कीड़े मरे? मेरे हाथ से. तो उसका हिसाब कौन लेगा? अगर 10 लोगों को खिलाने का हिसाब आप लेते हो, तो जिसे मारे उसका हिसाब कौन लेगा? You have to take care of that. You are the one who has to liberate your own self from the concept of that you are the doer. And you know why Chinnamasta has cut her head? That is, esoteric meaning shows that a egoless person, can actually get into that space. When I'm talking about this, Haribhai, I'm actually looking forward to starting a series of talks about the Mahavidya, or might be of Chinnamasta especially, because she's so magnificent in that sphere. Might be all, why not, if we start on that. Then as this, again, Shravan Mas is going to start, we will slowly move from Narayan towards Shiva again. You see, when we start Swarnakarshan Bhairav, beyond that we start talking about Krishna and Vishnu and all that goes to a sphere. Then once again, when we are coming back, we will start talking about so many things about Shiva. And some things are getting downloaded in the sense, so you can understand what's coming. So we look forward to that. Now coming back to Aditi ji. So did you understood the karma, where a very simple sentence that I said? The karma, when you are doing it, if you are not free of that, it will never lead you to your liberation. So whatever you are doing, look at the hands who is doing it through you.
Yes,
ये कौन करवा रहा है? See,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can say that I can bring this and give it, but who created that? Who created that? But the greatness of the creator is it has never put its sticker on anything, whereas the human, wherever it gives, it puts a marble on that and writes his entire family name.
Mm.
That's the difference, right?
Mm.
And that is
So,
where. Okay.
so Mahadev, जैसे आपने पूछा अभी कि डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड, तो एज पर माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग नाउ, मुझे सवाल पूछते समय मेरा ये पर्सपेक्टिव था पूछने का कि मीन्स मुझे ऐसे लग रहा था कि
ओके।
कर्म योग में ऐसा कुछ स्पेसिफिक पाथ है कि उससे जाना पड़ता है, बट यू क्लियर्ड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दैट कि ये भी भक्ति के जैसा या फिर ज्ञान मार्ग के जैसा है कि मीन्स कर्म कौन सा करना चाहिए ये इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, किस तरीके से करना चाहिए, उसके पीछे का जो इंटेंशन है और वो डिटैचमेंट, दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट। हाँ,
Yes.
तो वो मुझे क्लियर हो गया, बिकॉज ये मेरे समझ में नहीं आ रहा था। मीन्स
Are you
मीन्स मीन्स मुझे अभी ये बहुत अच्छे से क्लियर हो गया महादेव कि
are you understanding, Aditi ji? All the paths are actually the same path.
एग्जैक्टली नो वे।
No way.
तो मीन्स ये भी हो सकता है कि जो अखंड भगवान की पूजा सेवा कर रहा है वहां पे मूर्ति पूजा, पर उसके मन में वो भाव नहीं है, बट सेम लाइक धर्मवैद जो मांस को काटते हुए भी उसका भाव है, तो दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट। नाउ आई
एक चीज
गेट इट महादेव।
अदिति जी, एक चीज समझ लो, मांस
हम्म।
जो उसे फ्लैश की तरह देखता है, ही विल
यस।
लिव इट ए डिफरेंट वे। लेकिन
Yes.
अगर मैं उसको माँ का अंश मान के उसकी पूजा करूं, तब क्या? द सेम मांस कन्वर्ट्स इटसेल्फ इनटू डिविनिटी।
Yes.
सो जब बलि की प्रथा होती है ना, दे लुक एट इन दैट वे कि ये तेरा ही अंश है, ये तुझे अर्पित है, और इसका जो सदगति चाहिए वो तू दे सकती है, तू इसे ले और वापस इसको सदगति प्रदान कर।
हम्म।
क्योंकि माँ जो भाव है, माँ जो अर्थ है, इट इज वेरी वेरी डाइवर्सिफाइड। मैं किसी दिन अगर ये खाली एक शब्द के ऊपर सेशन करूं ना, आप यू विल बी स्टन्ड दैट वन वर्ड कैन हैव सो मेनी मीनिंग्स टू दैट। माँ जो शब्द है, उसी के साथ मातृका जुड़ी हुई है, उसी के साथ मानव जुड़ा हुआ है, उसी के साथ सारे रचना को मिला के रख सकता हूं कि व्हाई दैट वर्ड इज सो अमेजिंग टू ईच एंड एवरी वन ऑफ अस।
Yes.
एंड वन ब्यूटीफुल थिंग अदिति दैट आई स्टिल रिमेंबर इज, आपने देखा होगा, इतने सारे देवी देवताओं को आपने देखा होगा, देवताओं के आंख बंद होते हुए देखा होगा आपने, कभी कोई देवी की आंख बंद नहीं रहती। हैव यू सीन दैट? नेवर। आप देख सकते हो कि शिव ध्यान में बैठे हैं, विष्णु शयन में है, ब्रह्मा आंख बंद करके ध्यान कर रहे हैं, लेकिन कभी कोई देवी की छवि आपने देखी है जिसकी आंखें बंद हो? ये है माँ। वो कहता है कि मैं अपने बच्चों से आंख मोड़ ही नहीं सकती, मेरे रचना से मैं आंख बूंद ही नहीं सकती, इसलिए कभी कोई देवी की आंखें बंद नहीं होती। वो चाहे दुर्गा हो, काली हो, सरस्वती हो, लक्ष्मी हो, पद्मावती हो, चाहे अन्नपूर्णा हो, चाहे किसी भी देवी का नाम ले लो और किसी भी देवी को देख लो आप, कभी उसकी आंखें बंद नहीं मिलेंगी। ओके, कमिंग बैक टू यू।
तो आई वॉज राइट महादेव, जैसे मुझे समझ में आया।
यस यस।
तो
So this is also
नेक्स्ट,
very simple way to put it forth.
यस, तो नेक्स्ट इसके बारे में ये जानना था कि हम लोग जब जैसे उसमें कहा गया है कि हर एक कर्म का शुरुआत और अंत निश्चित है,
Okay.
और उसके फलों का भी। हाँ, तो मीन्स कमिंग बैक टू जाप और हमारा मेडिटेशन।
Okay.
तो हम लोग बोलते हैं ये जन्मों जन्मों का संचय संचित रहता है हमारी
Okay.
साधनाओं का,
हम्म।
तो उसका अंत होता है, मीन्स वो भी एक कर्म था कि जाप किया या साधना किया या मेडिटेशन किया।
Okay.
तो वो जन्म जन्म से अगर वो हमारी साधना हमारे साथ चल रही है तो उसका अंत होता है, ये कैसे बोल सकते हैं फिर? मीन्स ये
Okay.
समझ में नहीं आया मुझे।
Understand this. If you are looking at all these things from a perspective of energy, उसका अंत नहीं हो सकता, सिर्फ काया पलट हो सकता है। It can only change its form because energy cannot be
डिस्ट्रॉयड और
created or destroyed. That's the rule.
क्रिएटेड।
उसी भांति आपने जो भी जाप मंत्र या ध्यान किया हुआ है, इसीलिए कभी ना कभी आप देखोगे कि कई सारे व्यक्ति पुनर्जन्म के बाद भी उनकी साधनाएं कंटिन्यू हो जाती हैं। व्हाट इज द रीजन? बिकॉज दे हैव कन्वर्टेड जस्ट दैट। देखो, ये चीज आप लोगों को भी समझना बहुत जरूरी है। whenever you are doing any kind of puja, whenever doing any kind of mantra or jap, ठीक है, you know, you do it on a mala or या तो कर माला में जाप करते हो, okay, on your hands or on the beads. But it is on majority of the cases, on the best of the cases, it is always said that कि आप माला को ऊपर, माला के ऊपर ही जाप करो. कारण क्या है, माला हमेशा एक रोटेशनल बेसिस है, उसका आदि अंत नहीं है. इसका मतलब it is also the same thing. The energy that I am creating through this mantra is going on in a loop, and that energy will continue with me in the loop of life and death and beyond. और आपने देखा होगा कि हर बार लोगों को कहा जाता है कि वो जो मेरू है वहां तक पहुंचने के बाद उल्टा चलो, यू रोटेट फ्रॉम द अदर साइड, बिकॉज वो कहते हैं कि आप गुरु को क्रॉस नहीं कर सकते. बट हमने क्या कहा, हमने कहा कि इफ यू कैन नॉट क्रॉस दैट, दैट वुड ऑल्सो बिकम अ हर्डल इन योर path. So let us not stop that also. Let's cover and jump over that as well. So उस भांति से जब भी आप कभी भी पूजा या पाठ करते हो, look at your puja part not just like a ritual that you are doing. Look at it as if what energy is changing in that space. For example, जैसे आपने चंदन लिया और उसको पानी में मिलाया, ओके, जैसे सुबह सुबह करते हो ना, अमृतं गंगे जमुने गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे, उसके अंदर जैसे आप मिला के जैसे घोलते हो, व्हाट आर यू डूइंग, यू आर मिक्सिंग टू एलिमेंट्स, मीन्स अ एलिमेंट ऑफ द अर्थ एंड द एलिमेंट ऑफ द वाटर, उसमें जो सुगंध है दैट इज द एलिमेंट ऑफ एयर. So 3 elements are getting connected in one place. When you are lighting up a diya, how many elements are working in that? One is the fire element, second is the space element, third is the air element, fourth is the liquid, that is the oil or the ghee that you are using, that is again connected to earth element. When you are putting a flower, what is that? That is also earth element, sky element and air element. So when you look at it as a elemental structure of energy, not just as element, but as energy. If you understand this thing, means your way of doing the puja and the experience that you will have, it will not be like anything that you have done ever. Kal subah karke dekh lo. Just instead of looking at just water or flower or the diya or the agarbatti or the fruits that you are putting there for your puja, look at them from a concept of like close your eyes and you say like all these elements are here, the Pancha Mahabhutas are here, and I am worshipping the Bhutanatha, means the one who is the master of the Panchabhutas through these Panchabhutas. And then you do the puja and you light up the diya. Agar aapke andar phadakna na shuru na ho jaye na, you will tell me. Because then only you will connect it at a level of a vibrational frequency. And whatever you change into a vibrational frequency and experience it as a vibrational frequency, what happens to that? It converts itself into energy. And energy cannot be destroyed or created. So what you did, the energy that was available, I converted that into a divine energy. Means I just changed its form, and now that divine energy works along with me. Same thing with money also. If you have troubles with money, do the same thing. Look at it as an energy. That I am connected to the source of energy, and this source of energy is always pulling that. What will happen? It won't remain anymore as a currency to you. It becomes an energy force. Anything that you have in your life, if you convert that as an energy field, because actually in reality, everything is that. The only thing is, am I able to understand that and connect to it? Right? You all might have seen the movie Three Idiots, right? You remember when the seniors were ragging them and the other fellow was outside and he went to open the door, he got a current shock. So उसने क्या कहा था? See, everybody knows that there is energy, but the one who understands and applies it, he can use it. We all know we are all created out of the Pancha Mahabhutas. If we understand it and we know how to convert that and then utilize it in our processes, what do you think will happen? Everything changes. And why only the flower, water and all those things? If you see yourself as an energy field, if you look at yourself as a vibrational frequency, if you look at your hands and say, oh, this is a vibrational frequency because of which I have a certain limitation or power in my hands. And now when I'm doing a sadhana, I change my vibrational frequency to a entirely different zone. And that's where I say, wherever you go, that place should become a temple because of the frequency that you are carrying within yourself. तो समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes,
So
yes, Maharaj.
despite this being a, means it will die someday, this will fall off. जो नश्वर कहते हो आप, right? ये नश्वर के जरिए भी, because it's just like this. I know I have a pan in my house. I know the pan will break someday. But till the pan is there, I can still utilize to cook food. Similarly, whatever has been given in this form of this body and this breath and this mind, let me convert that towards the greatest of the things. मेरा कर्म मेरे धर्म के साथ जोड़ दूं. Then this body itself, what is the difference between a person who lives just a normal life and a person who is enlightened? Nothing else. He has understood this body as the energy field. The other is struggling to get that. And when you feel yourself at a vibrational frequency, wherever you are, if you just put your hands all around, you will feel the energy of that space. That's how you should become a, वो जैसे राजन जी कहते हैं ना, a person walking, talking machinery. Wherever they go, they know what the energy field is of that space. Right, Rajan ji? Absolutely. So Aditi ji, using this still, why? Because जैसे आप एक चीज जानते हो कि there is no place where it is not. Right? So if there is no place where it is not, that means this also must be that. So now he has given me himself to find him. What a funny thing, right? उसने मुझे अपने आप को दिया है उसे ढूंढने के लिए. So what am I then? What is the person that is sitting inside is? ये है वा. What is ba? Ba means the conversion of nothingness into something. She, nothing. So the one who is there, you are she, means she in the sense जो नहीं है. And va means the energy field that has created or has taken a shape and a form that has become the energy field. Now the word ba that is there, she, va. Ba is the root mantra of what? Of your Nabhi Kendra. Means आपका जो the second चक्र है, उस चक्र के ऊपर का जो उसका जो बीज मंत्र है वो बम है. बम मतलब what is that? That is also the place of creation. इच्छा शक्ति और प्राण शक्ति देने वाली जगह. मीन्स आपका मूलाधार के ऊपर जो चक्र आ जाता है स्वादिष्ठान, स्वादिष्ठान में ये सारे कार्य होते हैं. So that means what? ये जो बम जो है, you see, she is no one. It cannot be put into form and shape. But the moment it has to take a form and a shape, it uses the bum, means the energy of that. And then that energy creates Ichha Shakti. And that Ichha Shakti gives birth to creation. So that's why you say she is nothing but Ba is the one who creates everything. Shiva means the one who is and who is not. So hai bhi, nahi bhi. Now, the body of yours is what? Is the Ba. And the she is the you that you are saying, I am not this body. And when you both combine, what you become? So who are you? So you are and you are not at the same time. At one go, you say, I am this body, mind, everything. I feel the pain and all those things. Okay, you are there. But are you really there? No. Then what did you become? So you go. Can you see the play of between Shiva, Shiva, Shiva? And that's how you go on. And yet ultimately when you know yourself completely, this is also it and I am also that, then what? You achieve the space of Shiva. And when you achieve that, means there is no fight between the one who is appearing and the one who is not. There is absolute peace between two of them. They are no more the two, they became one. What do you experience in that space?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Hmm.
And that's where peace resides,
Yes.
when there is no conflict. So ultimately, who are you?
Yes.
अब बोलो.
वही नेक्स्ट वही था ना आगे कि मेडिटेशन का क्या है, मीन्स मेडिटेशन एक कर्म योग है या कैसे, मीन्स उसको कैसे
See,
डिफाइन कर सकते हैं?
meditation is a karma yoga converted into bhakti yoga.
बट
Means
कुछ
you
रह ही
go
नहीं
and sit.
जाता है ना महादेव, कौन सा भी भाव ही उसके अंदर
You
बाकी
see,
नहीं रहता।
you go and sit physically. वो कर्म है.
यस
देन आप उसे कहते क्या हो? कर्म योग है. योग का ही मतलब
यस
है कि जोड़
यस
जाना. किसके साथ जुड़ जाना?
यस यस
इफ यू कनेक्ट योर कर्म विद द वर्ल्ड, आप संसार में रह जाओगे.
हम्म
इफ यू कनेक्ट द सेम वर्क विद द डिविनिटी, आप उसके
हम्म
हो जाओगे.
हम्म
सो कर्म एक योग है,
हम्म
but with whom you are attaching that is your
हम्म
choice.
हम्म
So when you sit down for meditation or for jap, what happens? For some time, you know that you are doing it. माला चल रही है. Then suddenly, माला चल रहा है, नहीं चल रहा, पता नहीं है. What happened to you at that time? Did you see? Without even knowing, you surrendered. And what is happening there? Can you tell me what exactly happened between the time you remembered you were doing the mala and again you woke up and say, oh, mala kya hua? Where were you in that time? Can you tell me? Were you there? See, in that space, you cannot deny, you cannot say yes. If you were not there, the body must have died. But the body didn't. That means you were there. But can you tell me you were in the body? No. And where were you? That's where is the residence of the divinity, where you don't even remember that you are or not there. Absolutely, there is no question, no doubt, no answers, no seeking, no finding, no giving, no karma. वो विलय हो जाना उसके अंदर जाके, संपूर्णता से विलय हो जाना. That's what is called as the karma yoga, through which you are sitting for the meditation. But in the meditative states, you are surrendering yourself in the bhakti yoga and ultimately reaching to that space. Can you see? All are actually connected. If you say, I am a bhakti marg person, so I won't follow any other thing. Now tell me, you are in bhakti marg, but you have a gyan of Krishna or not? Without the gyan of Krishna, how can you follow him? So can you see the gyan yoga is also connected with bhakti yoga? You cannot separate them.
Yes.
Might be it's just like a choice of doing it more, but you cannot separate it.
Yes.
So that's how it is.
थैंक यू महादेव, ये समझ में आ गया बहुत अच्छे से.
Very good.
स्पेशली कर्म का पार्ट बहुत, वो नो वे का, दैट वाज अमेजिंग महादेव. वो मैं समझ नहीं पा रही थी, बहुत पढ़ा लेकिन समझ नहीं पा रही थी. तो नेक्स्ट छोटा सा क्वेश्चन इससे ही रिलेटेड था, जो नेक्स्ट था, जैसे आपने अभी बोल रहे थे महादेव कि जो एनर्जी क्रिएट होता है,
Okay.
तो उसके बारे में था ऐसे कि जब हम कोई जाप वीर भाव में करते हैं,
Okay.
मंत्र जाप, तो स्पेशली वो मीन्स आप गाइड करते हो कि इसको वीर भाव में करना है, तो वीर भाव में करने के बाद का जो एनर्जी लेवल होता है और वो जो चेंजेस बॉडी में होते हैं महादेव, दे आर डिफरेंट. मीन्स रोज जो हम जाप करते हैं उनके उनके हिसाब से वो बहुत अलग रहता है. और हार्ट चक्र, विशुद्धि और आग्ना या सहस्रार चक्र, वहां पे भी अलग अलग वाइब्रेशंस होते हैं और उसका पावर बहुत ज्यादा होता है अंदर. तो ऐसे समय में मीन्स नॉर्मल जो डेली जाप रहते हैं उसके बाद महादेव वो खत्म होने के बाद इमिजिएटली हम रूटीन स्टार्ट करने में कुछ दिक्कत नहीं आती, बट स्पेशली जब वीर भाव में कुछ करते हैं तो उसके बाद वो जो एनर्जी इतना बढ़ जाता है ना महादेव, तो उसके बाद ऐसे लगता नहीं है कि उठ के रूटीन चालू कर दूं. मीन्स मुझे ये तकलीफ हो रही है या गलत है, या मैं वो आई एम नॉट कैपेबल ऑफ डूइंग ऑल सच थिंग्स, आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दैट, बट मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है कि वो वैसी स्थिति होने के बाद मुझे मेडिटेशन में बैठना पड़ता है, देन ओनली माय एनर्जी बैलेंस होती है। मैंने ये एक्सपीरियंस लिया है इस चीज का। जब थोड़ी देर मेडिटेशन करने के बाद जब वो एनर्जी नॉर्मल हो जाती है, तभी मैं रूटीन काम कर सकती हूँ। तब तक मेरा बॉडी एंड माइंड, दे
They're
आर
not
नॉट रेडी
able to
टू दे आर नॉट रेडी टू
cope up with the worldly things.
नहीं कोप अप नहीं, वो उस जगह से उठने के लिए मैं रेडी नहीं रहती हूँ,
Okay.
एंड फिजिकली भी प्रिपेयर्ड नहीं रहती हूँ।
Hmm.
तो क्या है मेरी गलत, कुछ
No,
मैं जा रही हूँ, या
no,
आई एम
no, no.
नॉट कैपेबल?
No, no, no. It is not about capability. It's not about being wrong. You are doing it right. See, at times when the energy surge, see, we have different ways of experiencing energies. Some of us, through our sadhana, we will be very calm and quiet when we do the same thing. And for some people, the same sadhana will enrage them. Right? It's just like this. Sadhana is just like which helps somebody to evaporate and helps somebody to boil. Are you getting that? अगर पानी है उसके नीचे आग लगाओ तो क्या होगा, कुछ बॉयल होने लगता है ना, कि ज्यादा बॉयल हुआ तो what it starts evaporating. So it's a kind of a energy that way I just want you to understand. When you are saying like जब वीर भाव में आप जब काम करते हो, जब आप साधना करते हो, तो आप वीर भाव में जब बैठते हो, what happens to your body? You see the posture of your body changes. First thing, when the posture of your body changes, the energy that is actually flowing. See, you might have seen a clumsy person. What I say is a clumsy person is a lazy person, or a person who is dragging himself throughout the day, or a person who does not have any energy. If you look at them, the way they walk, the way they sit, कैसे बैठते हैं, कैसे बात करते हैं, जैसे ऊर्जा है ही. And if you look at them like this, right? ऐसे जाके बैठ जाएंगे. Why they are like that? See, some way or somehow they are actually not allowing that energy to flow through them in the right way. But when you are sitting in a Veer Bhava, what are you doing? What is changing? You are actually allowing, it's just like allowing the entire energy to flow throughout the entire circuit of the body. Then what happens? Then there is absolute flow into each and every cell of your body. And when you sit in a Veer Bhava, you cannot sit like this. You just have to sit like this. Just like the yogi or Mahadev. Have you ever seen him sitting like, okay, so let me do the sadhana today like this? You will never see him in that way. Why? Because he always sits like in the. क्यों कहते हैं साधना करने के समय पे your spine should be straight, because that is the pipeline through which the energy is flowing into your body. And if you, let's say you have a pipe through which you are taking the water to your home and it has several bends into it. Then there are holes into that, the leakage points are also there. What amount of water will reach to you? Exactly just the same way. When you are sitting in a Veer Bhava, you are actually opening up yourself. You are not, shoulders are not down, your spine is not bent. You are sitting in such a great posture. The very moment you sit there, you experience the flow of the energy within yourself. And you cannot talk depressive talks by sitting in that posture. Not possible.
Yes.
It's absolutely not possible. So when you are sitting that way, that means you are allowing the energy to flow. And at the same time, what you are doing, at times you might have seen when we are doing the mala, we sometimes bend like this. Okay, Ram, 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 Ram. We will sit like this. Ram, and then Ram, 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 Ram. Then sometimes Ram, Ram, Ram. But when you are in the Veer Bhava, nothing as such will happen.
Yes.
हो ही नहीं सकता. So when you are sitting that way, at the same time, you are creating the vibrational frequency within you. And now look at it. The energy of the cosmic energy is flowing through you vibrantly, and you are churning the wheel of the chakras very fast. Then what happens? It becomes like an energy field. It's just like if you look at all the chakras as a windmill, and you are allowing the air to flow completely into that, and it starts rotating very fast. What happens? More energy is created.
Yes.
And when more energy is created, what you have to do? Energy cannot be destroyed. So what you have to do? Then you cannot directly jump into the worldly things because you feel like you should sit there.
Yes,
You have
Mahadev.
so much of energy. Then what do? You check yourself into the meditative states. Meditative states is what? Awakening not just your body, but the things that is beyond you. Means आपके पंच कोश जो हैं उसको भी जागृत करते हो. And then slowly that energy gets absorbed into that panchakosas, and now you are light, and now you are ready to do the work of the home. It is not wrong if you feel like doing a meditation at that time. It is absolutely the right way.
Okay, Mahadev.
और else ऐसा होगा जाके किसी को छू दोगे और उसको करंट लगेगा तो
Not possible, Mahadev. उठने को ही नहीं होता है वहां से.
so that is the right way. So need not change anything. You can absolutely go actually, because that energy is so high at that time, you will not sleep while meditating. That's a very good sign.
Yes.
Right? So that's how you continue with that. No problem with it.
But as you say, Mahadev, कि सारे चक्र फास्ट वर्क करना स्टार्ट होता है. Means but I specifically feel from हार्ट चक्र टू सहस्रार, नीचे की तरफ, नीचे के चक्रों में मुझे कोई समझ में नहीं आया महादेव. या फिर ऐसा होता है कि वो मेडिटेशन इतना अच्छा चला जाता है, आई डोंट केयर अबाउट इट.
I'll tell you one thing. Majority of the people sitting here, those who have been associated with us for quite some time now, everybody must be facing the same issue. They are always feeling something here, 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 or here. Below there is no sensation. Sensation gone. That's what people now complain. But the only thing is, how about this? Might be you have transcended that. Can I complain why you are not in class 1 anymore? No, because you have passed the class. The only thing is, the second thing is, these are so active right now that the activeness of the other chakras is not felt. And that's also how you also realize that how your frequency levels have changed from the lower chakras toward the higher vibrations. Because ultimately that's what everybody wants, right? That through this chakra activation also, they also reach to the Sahasrara and finally realize and reach there. How to feel alignment of that, Deepika ji? Haribhai had the best example of that. And people keep on asking me why you are not able to pass on that to us. We want also to experience it. See, Deepika ji, the best way to understand how the alignment of these chakras have happened is when you are sitting, right? And when you are exactly feeling the sensations in the, especially in the upper part of the chakras, it might be Anahata or Vishuddhi or Sahasrara or the Agna chakra. In that space, just change one thing, your breath. How? Take that breath as deep as below your navel point. Means towards the Mooladhara chakra. That should be the height of the breath. If you take that breath for a certain period of time, you will start experiencing alignment there, and you will see how that connectivity is actually there and it's all aligned. Only one thing you do, you will experience it. There are many other ways to do that, but the very simplest of the way is this. Now I'm feeling this. I know the energy is moving here and I can feel the vibrations here. Now slowly I drop the breath slowly down towards slowly to the next chakra, then the other, then the last one. Then you see how amazingly you will experience that how the chakras are moving. You close your eyes and you will see flashes of lights going here and there. Then you are sitting there closely and you see like your mind will not be able to differentiate what's going on. But the only thing that you will feel is there is actually absolute straight line drawn within you. What is that? That straight line is nothing else but the awakening of the Sushumna. Now in Sushumna, there are other 3 nadis which are much subtler in Sushumna itself. Okay, so when I talk about those, then you will come to know of it. किसी दिन उसके ऊपर भी बात करूंगा कि सुषुम्ना के अंदर कितने और हैं. Sushumna is not, Sushumna is just the outer layer of it. So it has another 3 parts to that. Okay. So Deepika ji, you can experience that by doing it consciously. You can do that, and you will experience like how it absolutely. If you cannot move it actually. If you move it, you will feel that okay, something is there which is not moving. That you can do at your own levels. Okay. But the other thing is you can wait till when I make it to do that. It is a long wait. So, Aditi ji.
यस महादेव, लास्ट बस एक क्लैरिफिकेशन कि जैसे
Okay.
वीर भाव में बैठने का हो गया, तो वो जो शब्दों का मंत्रों का वाइब्रेशन भी है, इट डबल्स इट, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग. तो महादेव ये अंदर की तरफ अलाइनमेंट और बैलेंसिंग का आई अंडरस्टैंड, बट मंत्र तो हम मीन्स स्पेसिफिकली जब वीर भाव का कोई मंत्र रहता है तो उसको हम आउटस्पोक करते हैं.
Yes.
तो मीन्स स्पेसिफिकली जो एनर्जी घर में चेंज करना है, उसको शुद्ध करना है, तो क्या उसका इफेक्ट होता है या मीन्स हाउ वी हैव टू यूज इट specifically?
The reason for doing it in the Bir Bhav itself is to change the surroundings.
Yes, yes, madam.
Now, when you are doing that, it's just like this. When you are chanting that, what do you feel? Means the energy within you is so high that it is not
Yes,
contained
yes.
within you anymore. It becomes a vibrational frequency and it passes on to the entire spaces.
Yes.
So, especially when you do the Bhairava japas, when you do the Kali mantras, or you do the Kamakya
Kamakya.
sadhana, or
Yes,
any
yes, yes, yes.
जो भी उग्र रूप में है, जो भी देवी देवता है, उनकी जब भी आप साधना करोगे तब वीर भाव से करोगे, बिकॉज इट क्लेंजेस द एंटायर फील्ड, इट नॉट जस्ट ओनली यू. पूरा उस जगह को शुद्ध कर देगा वो.
तो इज इट नॉट लाइक कि हम जैसे होम से घर को शुद्ध करते, तो क्या ये शब्दों का होम है?
There is a beautiful way of understanding that also, Aditi ji. जिस प्रक्रिया को आत्म होमम कहते हैं.
हाँ, नेवर हर्ड अबाउट इट.
आत्म होमम का मतलब होता है, मतलब स्वयं की जो नाभि है, जहां पे जठराग्नि है, वो अग्नि बन जाए क्या, हवन का. योर बॉडी इज द हवन कुंड. The Jatharagni and the Bhutagni are the fire in it, and the mantras that you are doing are actually dropping into that as an ahuti into it. And then the conversion of that, you know what fire does? Fire, it magnifies anything that you put into it.
Yes.
You put a chili outside, there is no smell. But you put the same chili into fire, entire locality will know something has happened. So similarly, the conversion of the power that is there available within the fire. इसीलिए आपने याद है ना, when I was talking about कि for some time you chant it outside,
yes.
Then for some time you chant it in the throat, then after that it falls into the heart, and after that it falls into the navi. That means what? The conversion center. And then it changes everything within you. So what you are asking is, if that process, see, there is a various processes to that. I have not yet given those processes to you. Slowly you will come to know all that also. Okay. Again, if you think like for 3 years we have been sitting and talking and we have done a lot of processes, again I would let me tell you, I have not started. Yes. That's where we are.
यही तो मीन्स वो हम कर सकते हैं, मीन्स शुद्धि के लिए घर के स्पेशली. ओके मैम, ठीक.
Okay.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
So I was able to answer all your questions?
Yes, madam. Absolutely.
We took 1 hour to answer.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you, Hariji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aditi. So come next time with more questions.
Yes, I already have, Mahadev.
Oh. Yes, Dhavalji, please unmute yourself.
Pranam, Prabhuji.
Pranam.
So quickly to one question, one just a small experience. So couple of weeks back, I was visiting Shiv temple regularly. So
okay,
during one of our process, you asked to pour water with 2 hands. So that become a habit, and I used to do that. And one old fellow sitting beside me asked me, told me that don't use 2 hands. One hand is for Pitru. And I argued with him a little bit that why can't we pour water on behalf of them also? All are equal, and why only us? And then he sarcastically or angrily, I don't know, he said, "Oh, it's my fault, and you are right," and all that. But I just wanted to know that what really is the right way to do it.
Okay.
So,
See, Dhavalji, okay. So at times we might have to tell people, but argument is not the game that we play. But you could have told in very simply, okay, you are absolutely right. Left hand is for the Pitru, and for me, Shiva is my father. तुम्ही हो माता पिता तुम्ही हो बंधु सखा तुम्ही हो. So if he is everything, for me he is my father, he is my creator, he is my God, he is my Lord. Then from that bhava, I am doing this. So what happens? The argument converts itself into a shraddha. So, okay, might be, I don't know, the situation might be somewhere where you might have to tell it in a strong version. वीर भाव से बोले होंगे शायद आप.
No, it was very politely. Always I talked politely with everyone. So it was gently only. But
So that's
yes.
good. No problem with that. See, Shiva is something who has no rules. Who has absolutely no rules. वो देवताओं का भी है, दानव का भी है. वो मंदिर में भी है, वो स्मशान में भी है. वो कैलाश में भी है, वो आपके अंदर भी है. वो आप स्वच्छ हो या अस्वच्छ, वो आपकी पूजा ग्रहण कर लेता है. और शिवलिंग एक ऐसी, क्या कहूं उसका, ऐसा स्थान, ऐसा वस्तु, कुछ भी कह लो उसे. इट इज समथिंग ऑन विच यू कैन पुट एनीथिंग, इट विल एक्सेप्ट एनीथिंग. सो यहां बायां और दायां का कुछ रहा ही नहीं. बट येट people say like, okay, so you hold it like this and you are pouring with one hand. That's the way they think, because they only do one part of the puja, that is the right hand of the god. मतलब दक्षिण मार्ग के पूजा करने वाले लोग हैं. उन्होंने वाम मार्ग के बारे में कुछ जाना ही नहीं. लेकिन जब आपने ह्रोम का जाप किया, that itself is a tantra, word of tantra. So when you are doing that, you also have started doing the left hand of it in a sattvic way. And now you are someone, जैसे I call, like, my name itself, the Mishra. You know what Mishra means? It's a mixture of all the things coming together. Means the Pancha Tantra, means the 5 kind of tantras coming together is the mixture of all the things. So now you knowingly or unknowingly, you are also doing the same thing. You are not sticking to just one god. You are doing all the puja that is available. At that time, okay, now this is Durga Puja, let's do Durga Puja. Now it is Shivratri, let's do Shivratri. Now it is Narsimha Jayanti, let's do that. It's Hanuman Jayanti, let's chant. So can you see, we are not leaving any stones unturned. In turn, what we are happening, we are all becoming Mishras. The mixture of right hand and left hand as well. The only thing that we are keeping in control is it is being done in an absolute sattvic way. Nowhere in the tamasic pattern. Okay, so that's how we are all doing all these things together. So we putting both the hands is okay.
And during our last Sunday's process, the meditation which you have asked us to do. So again, it has happened in the past also, but this time also precisely from the one eye, the tears emerged, and it was purely from one eye. So sometimes it's from right in the past. So it was really good experience. So
Yes. See, many people have gone through that and they have experienced it in a very, very typical and different ways. But as I said, some people actually saw it, some people experienced in some or other way. And for some people, it's okay, I didn't experience anything, but I liked the way it was done, the meditation. I said, anyways, ultimately you are seeking that. So it's absolutely good. So good that you were able to experience it. So much more coming your way. Okay?
thank you,
चलो,
Prabhu.
थैंक यू धवल जी।
Pranam.
कोई बात नहीं, आप
Thank-
जाके शिव के ऊपर बेधड़क 2 हाथों से पानी चढ़ाओ।
Thank you, Devaji. Chidulas, please admit yourself.
ना जैसे ही चिदविलास आता है, उषा जी कैमरा पलट के हंसने लगते हैं, बोलते हैं कि इसका 83 क्वेश्चंस बाकी है अभी। अच्छा चलो, आस।
Namaskaram, Guruji.
नमस्कार।
Uh, this Sunday's meditation, even I experienced something.
Oh.
The main thing was you said in a dark setting, but I was imagining a forest.
Okay.
The first thing, and then the next thing, the crazy thing was you said to imagine a lotus,
Okay.
and as soon as I started imagining lotus, the lotus was coming under me.
Okay.
Like what was really happening? I was like, I thought I was imagining, but later I thought, why would I imagine such thing?
Wow. You have a great mind, you know. Okay. Next.
And then I actually don't exactly remember what all happened, but I remember these two major things which I saw. There were other few also, but not like exactly like major things.
Okay.
So yeah, the other thing was I actually didn't exactly know that the Ambuvachi was going on. So later what happened was after I seated Devi on the lotus, I started seeing like we have holes on after every petal. So it was like bleeding completely out of petals.
Wow. That's amazing.
And that was another crazy thing because I didn't knew that it was Ambuvachi, and then you said later that it was Ambuvachi Mela. And
Good.
this was crazy.
Yes, this should be. Welcome to the club. Okay. So any questions, Chidvilas?
Yeah, I do have questions. So many, I have big
Now
list of
look at the
questions.
people, they are just smiling and laughing as well. Of course you should have. Chalo, what's your question?
Yes, Guruji. So I just wanted to know what yoga exactly does in energy level, physical level, and the spiritual level.
Okay.
Maybe in a basic level.
Okay. So when you are talking about yoga, do you think it from a physical perspective, a mental aspect, or a spiritual aspect? Which aspect do you want to know?
I actually want to know in 3 aspects because I don't think it's
This is
limited
an
only to
intelligent
the
fellow, you know.
physical thing.
तो बोलता है जब खाना दे रहे हो तो सब क्यों नहीं खाऊं, एक ही क्यों? See, from a perspective of understanding it from a very basic thing of a physical level, see, it makes your body fit so that you can do the sadhanas, which is very necessary, because if the body is not fit, you cannot sit. If you cannot sit, you cannot focus. If you cannot focus, you cannot meditate. Okay. So first and foremost thing that they look at yoga, that the entire world thinks as yoga. It is not yoga, it is yoga. हर चीज में एक ए लगा दिए, राम को रामा, कृष्ण को कृष्णा, वैसे योग को योगा. They love the word a. So what happened is, now that word योग, जैसे आप कहते हो बिन्नी योग, I am doing certain thing means I'm mixing two things together. Similarly, when you are doing a yoga as from a perspective of a body, yes, it will keep you fit and fine. Very good, wonderful thing. But it also helps you to sit, meditate, and it also helps you to focus on your breath. Because when you are doing the Kapalbhati and then you are doing the sadhana of the Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, the balancing of the breathing is also a part of yoga. So what it does is it helps you actually bringing the physical body to a stability, your breath to a stability. That means you are not wandering around, you are focusing. The second aspect of yoga, what it does, it connects the body and the mind. It bridges the gap. Because at times you are sitting for meditation, but your mind is thinking something else. There is no yoga. The body is here, the mind is somewhere else. And at times, the mind wants to do the yoga, but there your body is having scratching here and there. Then you are having like your leg is paining. Then you are having shaking in your leg. You don't know why. So there is no yoga between the body and the mind. The second aspect of yoga is connecting and bringing a balance in the body and the mind. When this is happening, so what are all connected now? The body mind is connected. Now the breath is also in the right way. Then what happens? Now you are ready for the yoga of the Atman, of the Paramatma. Why I say that? Because until and unless the body and mind are stable and are in alignment, the Atman is always busy fixing the quarrel between these two. Right? Or whether it has to take care of the body. Acha, pair mein dard ho raha. Okay, let me do something for that. Oh, mind is vichalit ho ja raha. Okay, let me do it. So the body and mind, until and unless they are calm and quiet, you are always busy taking care of them. What does yoga does? The body is fit, the mind is silent, the breath is going on perfectly fine. That means everything is in alignment. Now you don't have any other work to do. Then you connect yourself with the divinity, and that's at the spiritual level, the physical, mental, spiritual level of yoga. And when you do that, you go into a deeper sense of samadhi. जो अष्टांग योग करते करते अंतिम चरण जो है वो that leads you to samadhi anyways. What is samadhi? Where that yoga is so complete in itself that there is no body, there is no mind. Only even you don't exist, because only that exists is the one, the ultimate. And that's the ultimate of yoga in a very simple way of understanding it. Got it? Okay.
Yes. And the other one is actually, I was eating some fruit and then mom says, some other guru said that you have to only cut and eat the fruit. Is it really a thing in our dharma to really cut a fruit? Not like all of the fruits, but like most of them. I said it doesn't make any
Where
sense.
did this came from?
Even I said the same thing. It doesn't make any sense.
एक ही चीज सिंपल पूछना, शबरी कौन सा चाकू से काट के राम को खिलाई थी? Means anything that you have, you create sensation, people are ready to. Really? Oh my goodness, Bhagwan. No disrespect to anyone, but sorry. I don't know, Chidila. But if your mom has said, follow her, no problem.
No, I just wanted approval from you, or else I won't do
Don't take
anything.
any approval for me. Now for cutting the apples also, you will take approval for me. Eat, Baba. You are eating something good, that's good enough. And rather than if it has come in front of me, भगवान को धन्यवाद करना, प्रभु आपने मेरे सामने लाके रख दिया, अगर इसको काट के खाना है तो चाकू साथ में आएगा.
Yes, Guruji.
But amazing, Chindilas. Thank you. I never knew this aspect of the world. You have enlightened me in that part also. अच्छा हुआ ये नहीं कहे कि पोमेग्रेनेट को तुम फोर्क से खाना चाहिए. That would have been really great. Okay. So, any further questions?
Yes, Guruji. And nowadays these YouTube and Vagera platforms are getting too famous for like meditation techniques, these mantras and all. My question is, does those really work in a non-live perspective?
Non-live
Because like
perspective in the
YouTube is
sense.
not going on live. Now at least we are going live and there can be energy transactions, but in YouTube, which has been done long back, can it do something about
See, it depends on who has spoken those words. For example, I will give you a very, very classic example.
it?
If I ask you, if you listen to Bhagavad Gita online, or if you read a book of Bhagavad Gita right now, will it have impact in your life?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why? Because of the one who told it.
Uh,
Make sense?
yeah.
That's what exactly I'm saying. Who has given that mantra? Who has done that process? Who has given that process? Depends, because the vibrational frequency will carry that energy, because through which we are transferring it is also energy. So when
Mm.
we talk about Akashic records and all those things, if you really want to hear, that's what I said, no? If you can access to the Akashic records, you can hear the voice of anyone that has spoken in other yugas. So that means the vibrational frequency still exists. And what we are creating a microcosm of that through YouTube and all those things. It also has all the recordings available. The only one you have to connect to the YouTube and you search for the right thing. If you search that, you get the view of that, you hear that, is it not? So what is
Yeah.
YouTube? It is nothing else but a small little microcosm of what you call as Akashic records. It is a bruhat, means it has all the ideas and ideology of that has ever been spoken. It just has a collection of few.
Mm.
So when you are asking about does they have the importance and does they have, yeah, not exactly when you are in live. Just like if you experience a music concert live and you experience a music concert online, it will be very different.
Yeah, sure.
Right? So when it is happening live, it surely has a much more field of energy, because the one who is delegating it, the one who is delivering it is also looking at you.
Yeah.
So when they are looking at you, they have a particular way aura, they have a particular frequency through which they also pass it on. You might have seen for many of the meditations, I ask people to keep their cameras on. What
Yeah.
could be the reason? The reason is very simple. It is not just through the words that I want to pass on the energies out there. It is also through the frequency level of the vision.
Mm.
What is that? Means connecting you into a certain space where what I am seeing, you also see the same thing.
Mm.
And that's where whatever I'm speaking or not speaking, you start seeing or experiencing the same thing, despite not sitting in front of me right now.
Yeah.
So yes, it works, but only depends who said that. I'll tell you a very funny thing. Is it okay?
Yeah.
There was a great person who said, change will not always be given to you. At times, you have to bring it.
Yeah.
Change is not always given to you, but you, at times you have to bring it. How is the sentence?
Yeah, very strong.
Must be a great personality, right?
Yeah.
But this was written by a bus conductor. Now listen to the same sentence. Change will not be always given to you. At times you have to bring the change. What changed? Depending on who said. If Krishna said that change will not be always given to you, at times you have to bring the change, that means it's a highly spiritual level of talk. But what he is talking, chiller kabhi kabhi leke aana padega, what he is saying there, you have to bring the change there. Change will not always begin. Now think of the same dialogue that you thought, oh, how high the thought is. Now think you are in the bus and he has written that on the bus and said, okay, come on, ticket, 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 ticket. So what do you say? Hey, change will not always be given to you. At times you have to bring the change. What changed? Everything changed. How? Based on the person who said it. समझ में आया?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So that
Yes.
that is what Vag Siddhi is all about.
I guess it even depends on what perspective we are thinking about it, right? If
Ah,
we are also in a certain mood, even that changes.
yes. At times you laugh and at times you will give a slap to that, right? That's what. It's all your mindset.
Yeah.
So that's
Yes,
how.
yes, yes.
You got your answer in that way, I believe.
Yeah. Amazing.
And you won't forget that also. I know you will go and share this with your friends anyways.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Yes, Guruji. So, in previous sessions, in so many of them, I heard that you are very good at astral traveling. So, I was just thinking to ask if it is possible in some session or something like that.
See, astral travel can be done over live, like as we are doing right now. But the thing with that, Chidvilas, is I have to be very cautious doing it online. Got it? Because you all are sitting at different spaces. It's not that it cannot be done, but the only thing is channelizing the entire energy into one frequency, moving that into a one direction so that everybody is moving into the same direction is something I can say it's not challenging or tough, but the only thing is I don't want to any one of you to means get lost in that transition. Got it? So because it's something that is astral world travel is nothing else but beyond body experience.
Yeah.
Right? But if you remember, we did a certain processes in Haridwar.
Yeah.
And when you woke up, what happened? What happened to that flower? And what was your experience with that flower? You remember I said no. It's just like you see a flower in your dream, which you have never seen. It is the most beautiful flower you have ever seen in your entire life. And then when you wake up and you are in the dream, you are seeing that. And when you wake up, you see that flower in your hand. Then what? It's exactly the same thing. It's like experiencing the death, coming out into life, and then looking at that flower and not able to even recognize that flower. Because all that you see in that is the divine itself dancing.
Yeah.
So might be some retreat.
Sure, Guruji.
Okay.
Yes, Guruji.
Sure.
And the other thing is, whenever we go out, usually like somewhere outside, when not like really religious purpose or temple purpose, when we go out, people usually say to come home and wash our legs first. And I've heard so many things about it that when you wash your legs, if something gets attached to you in the meanwhile, it gets gone when you wash your legs. How does it really work, Guruji?
Okay. The concept of that, like we have already discussed long time back, Chidvilas, but the only thing is let's understand it. First and foremost thing, every process, even the way we live, everything that has been told in our ways of living, that means, see, earlier they didn't use any sandals or shoes or anything as such. So
Yeah.
whenever you are entering into the house, you are walked through what kind
Yeah.
of bacteria and all those things you might be carrying
Yeah.
along with you. So generally,
Yeah.
we'll see they also put neem leaves or haldi into that to wash
Yeah.
your legs. So what is it also becomes an antiseptic and an antibacterial product. So you wash your leg. So when you enter into the house, the house is not contaminated. That's one thing. Now, even when we are wearing the shoes, then also they also ask us to wash
Yeah.
it and come. Reason behind it being, when you are wearing the shoes, you have the sweat, and in that sweat also there would be microbacteria and microorganisms that grow that can still get into the house. So what you do? You wash your leg and go into that. From a perspective of cleanliness, it is one thing. Second thing, why they keep the water? Atiti Devo Bhava. So any god that is coming to my house, my first thing is to wash their feet.
Mhm.
आप कभी भी पूजा करते हो तो पूजा का जो विधि है, जब आप स्नान कराते हो देवी देवताओं को, पहला मंत्र जो आप पढ़ते हो उस देवी देवता का नाम लेके, इन द वेरी स्पेसिफिक, इन अ वेरी सिंपल वे, व्हाट डू यू से? लेट्स से नारायण, अस्य श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण देवेभ्यो पाद धुतान्ते पानी समर्पयामि, मींस आई एम वॉशिंग योर फीट फर्स्ट. Then mukha dhutante pani samarpayami means I am washing, giving the water to wash your face. Then snanaya samarpayami. First, and that should also be the way we take bath.
Oh,
First
yeah.
the legs, then the face, then the water should go onto the head. If you ask me scientifically, I will prove scientifically it is also right way. Many a times you might have seen the old people, especially in this winter season or in the hot summer season, they get stroke because of just while taking bath. You know what happens? The body has one kind of temperature and suddenly they pour the water onto the head. The circuit burns down. You are understanding what it means?
Yeah.
It suddenly gets a shock, and due to that shock, they go into a illness or any kind of shock that they get, and at times they fall down. So what is the right way of doing it? Wash yourself from the feet first, so that the feet is already connected to the ground, so it is aware of the temperature of that space. So slowly when you are washing that, what happens? Even the same thing aspect applies when earlier people used to go to the river or you go to the swimming pool. What happens? You don't just head jump into that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. First and foremost thing, enter into the water so that your legs get knowing what the temperature is, and slowly the energy is getting transferred slowly upwards. Why it will be slow? Because the body energy is flowing from up to down. That's why when you are entering into a field, it will slowly rise and your body will know the change in it. And by the time it reaches to the circuit, that's the brain, it already knows that there is a change in temperature and I should not be getting into a shock.
Yeah.
What you should do? Even when taking bath, you should start with your feet, then to slowly towards the knees and upper part of your body. At the end, you should put water onto your head. Get that? So that is another way. And as I said, Atiti Devo Bhava. Whenever somebody is coming into my house, the first thing I do is, the first seva that I can do is wash their feet. So that is the second aspect of it. Then the third aspect is, when you are going somewhere, and if this provision is available to you, I know some people don't like it anymore. जैसे क्या मैं जूता पहन के आया था, अब क्यों पैर धोना? No, no, no. Just think of this. You have walked a long way or you have traveled far. The moment you are going there and they pour water on your feet, how do you feel?
Nice.
It
Nice.
feels like as if the pain in the leg that might have happened, it slowly dissipates. कम हो जाता है. So it is good for the person who is arriving. It's good for the home that the people are living. And at the perspective of the spirituality, they are also looking at you as a god and they are washing your feet. So it is a really good practice to do that. However, we have all forgotten it. But thank God, still some people continue to do it.
Yeah, we too in our home.
कुछ लोगों के वजह से धर्म बाकी है, ये वही लोग हैं. Okay, so you should actually. Why not?
Yes, Guruji.
So any other question?
Yeah, I do have, but I don't know if time permits. I have questions, a lot of questions.
Yeah. Usha ji किधर गए? So the questions count has gone to 81, no 80. Now 80 questions are left for you.
Yes, Guruji.
Okay.
So usually when we look at devatas, we usually think that they know everything about the future also.
Mhm.
I don't know if it is with all the devatas, but the major devatas that we have,
Okay.
we usually look at them as they know everything about the future.
Okay.
But at a certain times, they feel sad about something.
Mhm.
My question is, when they know about what's really going to happen already, why do they feel sad about it later?
Wow, that's really amazing. Okay. So the understanding of it. Can you give me a particular example where you want to point it out so that I can guide you in the respective way rather than in a generalized one?
Oh yeah,
Just
when Sati goes for
I
the
know that was
yajna.
again coming like
That's like the point where it goes at first.
yeah, like okay. So Shiva knows everything. Then finally, when Shati is self-immolated herself, why did Shiva cry?
Yeah.
Wonderful. I would have questioned Shiva if he didn't, because you understand this part. They are the role models of the world to follow.
Oh yeah.
Are you getting that? If
Yeah.
he didn't cry at that time, what message he has to pass to the world? It's okay. Jali jali, koi pata nahi. Dusra. Do you think that way? Shiva would have done that? No.
No.
Then people, like Krishna danced and people are still telling stories about it. So Shiva is a bit cautious, He said, no, 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 let me not give away wrong signals. Let me also cry. Let me also go mad. Let me also see that he was looking at it from a perspective of the energy that Sati was for him. It's just like separating yourself from your energy itself. What is the indication there? For that also, we have already done a specific one day I was talking about that, about Sati, Daksh and all those things, how the heart and what is the anger and what is the mind, the role of the play of Shiva, why he was crying. Entire thing is available. I don't know if anybody remembers. Chidvilas, go and listen to that talk once. The entire story of Sati, Shiva and Daksh. And it was elaborately talked in such beautiful way that I cannot recreate it. I will tell that I will not be able to recreate it. So anyone, if you have a remembrance of that, or else if anybody has typed it or kept it somewhere, please search and let us know what was that session so that you can give it to Chidvilas. Let him go through that. You will find such a beautiful answer to that, Chidvilas. And you will see how our senses are all that.
Yeah.
How that Shiva is me and how that Sati is also me. Okay. And then if you are someone who has to teach the world, what kind of lessons would you give? Would you make them? But at the same time, he said, see, when your mind is not with you, or it is the case with the body, mind and body, when they are not connected, you cannot do the yoga. And that's why your mind also continues to roam here and there, and you are saying, what is happening? Why I'm not able to sit? What happens to you in that space? You want to do meditation, but you are irritated. Is it not the space where Sati has left Shiva?
Yeah.
So you go and listen to that talk. I'm sure like somebody must be having it. या तो किसी ने लिख के रखा होगा या तो वो सेशन भी टाइप हुआ है. So if the entire session has been typed, they will find it anyway. So please share it so that this young fellow also gets the idea of it. So कोई तो भी मदद कर दो, or else Vilas, you can go and go on through all the chapters of whatever we have spoken. Every topic that we have touched and every topic that we have talked upon, Chibilas. To be true, if you go and re-listen to that, you will have a absolutely different way of understanding it. Reason is, you are no more the same person whom you were at that time. You have evolved. That evolution have made you wiser. And with that wise mind or an open mind that you have right now, the understanding of all those things have a very, very amazing answers to it. Okay. So go there, listen to it. And when they also see that everything is there in the future, why still they cry? Reason, because he cannot change that in that space.
Oh,
Then the question comes, then if he cannot change his fate, how will he change ours? Very logical question, right? So you have to understand one thing. There is a difference between the karmic account that we are going through and the Leela that is being done. What we call as a Leela is a process through which something better has to appear. See, in his Leela and in his pain, he gave us Rudraksh.
Yeah.
Right? So that was a way of giving, but through what? So every action that they do it to give. Why? If Sati would not have gone, because Sati was a mortal, and
Yeah.
she didn't had done so much of sadhana so that she can live with Shiva forever. Then Parvati did elaborated
Yeah.
tapasya, because of which she changed herself from just a physical being to the immortal being. आपने देखा ना, like first she were surviving on fruit, then
Yeah.
on water, then on leaves, and then she left all those also. Aparna means she left all that also. After, what does that mean? That means she has transcended the thing that is called as hunger and food that keeps us alive. That itself gives an indication that she has already become immortal. And Shiva is immortal. And in that space, if she has to go there, she has to be in that form. So all these things are a play, a drama, a game. Right? So if you see the perspective, the same thing, microscopic view or macroscopic view. Microscopic view would be, Are Shiva Roya. Macroscopic view is, what has he given?
Yeah.
So every time a Leela is done, the reason behind doing it is they have to pass on a message or to create something new or to give something to this world. So the small little mind of humans, if we sit and analyze why Shiva cried, I would ask you, you cry for a chavanni that has lost from your pocket. वो 25 पैसे पॉकेट से गिर गए तो तुम रोने लगते हो. कोई 10 रुपए तुमसे गलती से ले लिए तो तुमको लगता है कि मेरे को ठग दिया. Somebody has just stolen like 10 rupees from me. What do you expect? That also shows the kind of love that he had towards it. He was so much in love with her that he forgot who he was. And that's where he teaches us. When you are in that space of love, it's not falling, it's not rising, it's about not being itself. That's the space they are talking about. But what we do? Oh, you are not coming? You are never coming? ये कौन सा प्यार है भाई? Okay. So Chidvilas, but go and listen to that talk. It will be so amazing because I still remember the concept of it. That it has come up so beautifully on that day. So do go and listen to that, and I am sure like somebody will give you the help with that part. Okay.
Yes.
So thank you, Chidvilas, can I say?
Yes, Guruji.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Chidvilas.
Thank you, Guruji.
Sunilji, please unmute yourself.
जय गुरुदेव. जय गुरुजी. गुरुजी, समाधि में वो पतंजलि ने समाधि को 4 तरह के समाधि बताए हैं. और तो हमारा क्वेश्चन था कि वो 4 समाधि वो लाइक रीडिंग समझ में आता है, बट हाउ टू अंडरस्टैंड इट and how to reach those stages of the samadhi.
ओके, सो समाधि के 4 स्तर और उसको कैसे प्राप्त किया जाए, लाइक हाउ टू रीच टू दोस 4 स्पेसेस ऑफ समाधि. ओके,
Yes, sir.
सो again, you put me in a space where, Sunil ji, either I have to give you a crash course or I start a new series of talks. What do you select?
I want the longer version because I think I want to get. I will like, because the reason I'm saying longer version is because I think it is so finished these things
Okay.
in a longer
So,
version.
I
But you
don't
can
know,
give me that.
just as I said, like during the earlier versions, I thought like I'll complete in one session, but it went for 6 sessions. You all remember that, right? So might be the 4 ways of samadhi and the 4 states of mind, that exactly what it is all about. We'll see. I'll at least take one particular session on that, so that the clarity of that comes into space. Okay. And everybody actually loves that part of you, that whatever you are asking, we are converting that into a session altogether, not just giving an answer to it. And you see, like, all people are clapping. And they are so happy that Sunil ji is here. Thank you. Because of you, we are getting so much of elaborated knowledge upon things.
Thank you.
Surely, Sunil ji, we will do that. Because there are a lot of things that are coming up offline right now. But surely we'll see, like, to accommodate that in one of it.
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you.
And if I forget, it's your job to remind me.
Sure, definitely.
Okay. Don't worry. आपसे पहले ही बहुत सारे हैं जो ये सब पूछेंगे कैसे भी.
Definitely.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. चलो.
Yes, please unmute Manvita.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskar, Manvita. So you are here for the first time?
Yes, Guruji, I'm the first. I came
Okay,
here for
great.
the first time.
Okay, so welcome. So what's the question? Can I help with?
Yes, Guruji. The question is it true that we people can attach or connect to the God very easily during Kali Yuga just by simple prayers with pure devotion and respect?
Okay. Yes, it is actually true and it is possible as well. See, if you might have seen the way we have been answering till now, you might have been seeing the other questions that have been taken up. We start it within a very lighter mode. The reason being, first and foremost thing, that connectivity should be there, right? So we start every question with a lighter mode, then we take it to the essence of that. So to be on the lighter mode, when you ask, like, in the Kali Yuga, is it easy for to connect with the God and it can be easily done? Yes, of course, because in the Kali Yuga, very few people are walking on the path of spirituality, or very few people are walking on the path of dharma. So the room is vacant out there. So it's on the lighter note. Need not to be worried on that part. Now, see, Kali Yuga was blessed in one way. Means when Kali Yuga was entering, it was the other sages who were available. They were saying, if Kali Yuga enters, what will happen to the people, those who want to walk on the path of righteousness? Those who want to walk on the path of dharma. How would they continue? Because their life will be very challenging in this space of Kali Yuga, right? So what kind of help can we provide to them? In that space, they all blessed that despite all the problems that you are going through, if you continue to walk on this path of spirituality, this is the age in which you will get the moksha very fast if you are walking on the path of spirituality. Let's understand it from the second perspective, or a very different dimension that we are going to talk now. If you look at the calculations of Kali Yuga and Satya Yuga and Dwapar and all those things, the age that people used to live at that time. Let's say in the Kali Yuga, the average lifespan of a human being based on the continental situations, At places it is around like 70 to 80. At places there is 60 to 70 also. The average that we can take is the average lifespan of a human being is 70 years, right? So when a lifespan of a human being is 70 years, and when we go back and listen to the stories of the past yugas, let's say Parvati, 10,000 years of tapasya. Now, in how many lifespans am I going to reach there? Because I just live for 70 years. In 70 years, how can I reach that space? It seems so illogical to me. It's beyond my mindset. So, is it really possible? Absolutely perfect question that you asked. And I have a perfect answer for that. Let's understand it, realize it from the perspective of a nature. So, scientifically understand karte hain isko. Let's say there is a human being. So a baby has to live in the womb of the mother for 9 months, and after that it is delivered and it starts to grow. And if you look at the concept, the 9 months the baby lives in the womb of the mother, and after that it lives for 70 years. Got it? And the development of that baby takes a lot of time. Yes, whenever we are considering at 9 months also, it takes a lot of time for that baby to grow. But when we look at the concept of a fly or a mosquito, what is the lifespan of a mosquito or a insect? It's 2 days to 4 days to 6 days, right? So the most importantly, there are certain insects, those who live for 4 hours or 2 hours also. After that, they die. For them, their entire life is within 4 hours or 2 days, whichever feasible for you, you can take that. Let's consider 4 hours. That means, how long is 4 hours for us? It does not matter. We have 24 hours in a day. But for that insect, its entire life cycle is within that 4 hours of time. Correct? However, a human baby needs 9 months to grow, but this small little insect grows to its complete cycle within 15 to 20 minutes to half an hour. Yes or no? Or else how it will live the entire life cycle in 4 hours? That means the growth of that insect or that object is so fast that it has to complete its life cycle within 4 hours. You get that? That's where I say learn from nature. What does nature said? Nature said if it is squeezing the lifespan, it increases the comforts. It provides you the opportunities faster. If the time span is it is shortened, it also provides you the things that increases or makes the processes faster. Just like a baby needs 9 months, but that insect grows in 2 hours or 30 minutes. What did you understood out of it? That means the nature is benevolent. How it is benevolent? That if it is cutting down on the lifespan, it will provide you with the ingredients that make you grow faster. Right? So similarly, in other yugas, you have 10,000 years or 1 lakh years of life. So you have to do tapasya for 10 years. Now your lifespan is 70. What will nature do to us? It will help us to grow faster. In the same way, will it not give us the process to grow faster in the path of spirituality? See, that's the evolution of nature. That's how nature helps us. And that is also another reason, in a scientific way understanding, that it is actually easy to get liberation and get connected to God through the process, and the practices that are given is much easier in this path because you don't have to sit for 10,000 years. Might be 20 minutes a day or 1 hour a day is enough. Because if you look at the span of that also, if one person was living for 1 lakh years, 10,000 years is around 10% of that what we are speaking of, right? So when I'm talking about 24 hours, if I sit for 24 minutes per day, is it the same 10% of that? Can you understand why it is shorter here? There you have to do 10,000 years. Here, 24 minutes a day is good enough for you to reach that space. That's nature. That's accommodation of nature. That's how nature helps us. And that's why in the Kali Yuga, it is easy for us to actually reach that space because it won't take us longer time. We can reach faster in this space. Are you getting that? Okay, so you can unmute and you ask if you have any other further doubts or it is clarified.
No, Guruji, it's clarified. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
great. Okay, So any other questions you have? Okay, just a second, just a second. No further questions, right?
No further questions.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you, Manvita. Thank you for the question. Now we are at 10:21. Where is Chidvilas? So let's take one more of Chidvilas then.
Yes, Guruji. Uh, in usual tantric practices, even in sattvic way,
Okay.
lemons are given major priority, what I feel.
Which ones? Which ones?
Lemons.
Lemons are given. Okay, okay, okay.
So why specifically, what characteristics does the lemon have?
सस्ते में मिलता है, लोगों का खर्चा ज्यादा नहीं होता. Except during the summer, people, I saw that they stopped hanging lemons in front of their houses because lemons were selling at a high price. No, let's come back to again understanding the concept behind using such things. When they use lemon, okay, if you look at lemon or coconut, these two things actually look like the head of a human.
Yeah.
नरबली. सो
हाँ.
नरबली को अगर सात्विक स्वरूप में देना है तो किस रूप में दोगे? या तो नारियल से दोगे, बिकॉज कोकोनट also looks like that and it has 3 eyes into it.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why coconut आप जब अग्नि में डालते हो, that is again one kind of bali only. Second thing is why we take this concept of lemon into that. There are two qualities of lemon. One, it looks like a human head. Then you see whenever we do any kind of certain puja, we draw the entire face on it before the bali. If you might not have seen me doing that, you anytime if you look at it, like when I am doing any such practices, you will see I do that. Reason is, one, it looks like that, and if I convert that, means प्राण प्रतिष्ठा जिस तरीके से किया जाता है उसके ऊपर चेहरा बना के, like so it is exactly looks like a bali product. Second thing, the taste of it is very sour and very stringent, and the lower frequency beings don't like it. So that's why when you are giving the bali, it will only be accepted by the higher frequency deities, not by the consumed by any other beings. So I have already talked long back again, Chidvilas, about why certain things are used. Why chili is used to take out your वो जब नजर लग जाती है ना कहते हैं. So you use chili, then at times you use this black pepper. Chidvilas, that's what I say. There are no talks that we have not talked yet. But we are still bringing new perspectives to that. So the concept, like, third thing is about if you cut lemon into that space, it also has antibacterial products. So purification of that space happens.
Yeah.
Then it looks like a head, it goes for a sattvic bali. Then because of its taste, and taste is again what? It's like a frequency. Again, the taste is in such a way that the other lower frequency beings won't accept that. They run away actually from that spaces.
Oh.
And very, very, see, certain things that we use, they are very, very distracted by that.
Achha.
You say, how come? I will tell you, like, if you make a noise in front of a dog, the noise that we hear and the kind of noise that it hears is highly different.
Yeah.
Why? Because it has that kind of mechanism in it.
Mhm.
So similarly, when the things were collected for doing sadhana and puja, at that time, certain things were specifically accepted to do the puja so that all these negative energies don't stay around it anymore. आप देखे होंगे ना, मिर्ची और नींबू क्यों लटकाते हो? What could be the reason? It's again the same thing. It does not allow those kind of frequency to stay around it. That's why they put that. लोग पूछते ना, ये नींबू लटकाने से क्या होगा? बोला, इधर आ, काट के एक बार तेरे मुंह में रखता हूं, तू अगर रह गया तो. if I squeeze the entire lemon in somebody's mouth? Do you think? So that's how, just understand that if it is having that kind of impact on me at this physical level, what kind of impact it can have at a ethereal level? Because it multiplies.
Mm.
So whenever we are doing, if you look at the puja samagri that you use, in that also certain kind of things are used which are not liked by the demonic powers. That's why if you go and see the Ramayana and the old series of this, when Rishi and Muni start doing the Havan, they come and destroy it. Why? Because
Yeah.
they don't like the frequency of it.
Mm.
They are least bothered whether gods are getting power or not. It's just like this. Just like you are sitting here and somebody burnt a tire by the side of your home. Do you like the smell? No, what would you do? You go and put it off. Why? Because that smell is pungent. So
Yeah.
similarly, there are certain things, because I'll tell you in a very specific manner. There are certain people, I don't know how they like that smells also. Sometimes they like the very typical smell, they like it. The good sense, they will say, "Hey, what is smell?" I say, हाँ, इसी से पता चल जाता है तेरे गुण क्या हैं। राक्षसी प्रवृत्ति का गुण है तो तुमको सारे बदबूदार चीजें पसंद आएंगी। No, if you don't know what I am talking about, have you seen some people, those who don't take bath?
Yeah.
हाँ, that. कौन सी प्रवृत्ति है उनमें? उनको एक ही ड्रेस दे दो, उसको पहन के 15 दिन में उसी को पहन के घूमेंगे। What does that mean? उनकी प्रवृत्ति वैसी है। Can you?
No.
हमको मौका मिले तो दिन में 4 बदल ले। Is it not? So that is how their gunas, जैसे गुण उनके अंदर जागृत है, they are attracted or distracted from certain things. The same kind of puja that you are doing to worship the goddess or the god, the same kind of puja will distract all the negative energies. Yes or no? घर में
Yeah.
जब आप गूगल घुमाते हो या तो लेके जब अगरबत्ती जला के when you are और कर्पूर जलाते हो, why you do that? The same thing. It attracts the higher frequency, distracts the lower frequencies.
Yeah.
Got it? So lemon has that power or that frequency or that smell or that taste which is not liked by the lower frequencies. They don't come near that.
Mm.
Camphor is magic. If you don't do anything, if you just roam around with camphor in your home, that's good enough. If anybody who comes to my home, they always know what happens. If you go to Haribhai's home, you will always know what happens. If you go there, you absolutely feel like you have entered into a temple. What is the magic? The magic is camphor. You go there, you sit there and you say, इतनी शांति कहाँ से आई? You can do the same thing at your homes.
Mhm.
Camphor शांति कहते हैं उसे. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
Chidiras, again, I don't know if the topic that I'm talking about, I don't know even if it is recorded on YouTube or not. It might be in Zoom.
Acha.
But we were talking about all kind of things. At times when you are not online, you talk more, you know.
Yeah. I heard.
So it was talked elaborately. So literally there are so many things that are available, Chidilas. Literally will go crazy if you go and listen to all that has been talked. But slowly we are trying to work on that. And all these videos will be converted into short clips.
Ah.
We have just started taking up some kind of initiatives on that part. And surely that another channel name will come up in which all those shorts and all those things will be posted, because this channel has gotten some restrictions into this part, I believe. So that's
Okay.
where everything is going to come up, and we are going to take the pain. You enjoy the show. Okay, snippets and the golden drops or whatever you call it. The golden nuggets is the better word. Here, golden drops, if you speak, people take it in otherwise. Okay. So,
Yes, Guruji.
plus,
Yes, Guruji. And then, is initiation necessary for meditation, not like mantras, just a simple meditation?
good if you get that. Else, if you don't have anyone who can initiate you,
Mhm.
in that space, you can choose either Lord Dattatreya,
Acha.
Shiva. See, especially the ones, those who are very well known in the practices of yoga or sadhana. शिव जैसा ध्यानी नहीं. No one can meditate like Shiva. शिव जैसा ध्यानी नहीं, गोरख जैसा ज्ञानी नहीं. No one can beat the knowledge of Gorakhnath. So, in लोगों को, when you are going for studies, if you remember Gorakhnath, it absolutely enhances the way you study.
Oh.
Now, oh my God. Now, this will lead to another session. But if आपको ध्यान करना है, the best way, become Eklavya, like he looked at Dronacharya and he became better than the one whom Dronacharya himself taught. If you don't have anyone to guide you, sit down, call upon Shiva and says, now you guide me. No one is there. You guide me how to meditate. Can there be a better teacher than him?
No.
Who is embodiment of that itself?
Yeah.
So if no one is there, you should not stop your processes. No one was there to guide me. Did I stop my processes? No. Guidance came.
Yeah.
That's what I say. If you want to walk on that path, from nowhere, guidance will appear.
Yeah. Like you came because I was actually wanting a guru, a physical guru who I can talk with, who can, initiate me into something. So I was actually thinking about it in my hostel, and then as soon as I came after out of hostel, I met you.
Wow. क्या बात है भाई. This is something really good, huh?
And I was very happy with that.
You still have 79 questions left. And good that you are not saying so anymore.
Yeah, I started to like cut it down. Like sometimes it comes out, but like way
No, that's
lesser
okay.
than what it was
See,
before.
you know what it was, Siddhilas? It was making you aware of the thing. The moment you
Yeah.
speak of so, you will remember me. Arey, I'm still saying the same thing. What happens?
Yeah.
Again, you come back to that same space. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay? So,
Yes, good.
thank you. So,
Yes, good.
Siddhilas.
Yes, good.
So, thank you. Okay, so we'll go to Sudhaji.
Yes,
She has raised her
Sudhaji,
hand.
please unmute yourself.
प्रणाम मुझे.
प्रणाम सुधाजी.
अगर आप परमिशन दें तो थोड़ा अजीब सा क्वेश्चन है, मैं पूछूं. आपकी परमिशन की जरूरत है.
चलो परमिशन है फॉर अजीब क्वेश्चन.
अच्छा, जब आपने ये बताया कि शिव को, जैसे शिव को फ्यूचर पता होता है कि ये होने वाला है, सती अब जाने वाली है, ठीक है.
हाँ हाँ.
तो आपने कहा वो लीला थी इसलिए वो रोए थे या उनको कंधे पर डाल के घूम रहे थे. लेकिन जो इंसान आते हैं उस रूप में उतर के, उनको भी फ्यूचर पता होता है कि क्या होने वाला है किसके साथ. कोई उनका अपना बहुत सगा है या जिसको मान लो वो बहुत प्यार करते हैं, उसके साथ कुछ होने वाला है, उनको पता है. तो उनको कोई तकलीफ नहीं होती, वो भी क्या उसी लीला रूप में आ जाते हैं.
सुधा जी,
हम्म,
विडंबना की बात क्या है मैं वो बताता हूँ पहले।
हम्म,
हम सबको पता है कि हम मरेंगे, मानते हैं क्या?
हम्म,
हमें भी पता है फ्यूचर क्या है। वी ऑल्सो नो व्हाट द फ्यूचर होल्ड्स फॉर अस। वी आर ऑल गोइंग टू डाई, बट वी लिव लाइक वी आर इमोर्टल्स। इसका मतलब हम ही भूल गए। दैट मीन्स आपने देखा मैंने क्यों कहा वो लीला था। लीला में हम जब वी डिस्क्राइब द 5 क्वालिटीज ऑफ शिवा, राइट? उनकी इच्छा शक्ति, क्रिया शक्ति, भूलने की शक्ति।
ठीक
ही
है।
फॉरगेट्स। सो अब जो हम जिस सिचुएशन में जा रहे हैं, और ही वॉज इन दैट सिचुएशन, व्हाट वाज हैपनिंग टू हिम? व्हाट डिड आई से? इन द लव ऑफ हर ही फॉरगॉट हु ही वाज। ये उसी की शक्ति है। उसी की शक्ति के माध्यम से वो भूल जाता है, सो दैट इट अगेन सर्चेस हिमसेल्फ। हमारे साथ क्या हो रहा है? हमारे साथ इच्छा शक्ति थी, सो वी केम इनटू दिस फॉर्म। हमारे पास क्रिया शक्ति थी, हम कर्म कर रहे हैं। देन हमारे पास भूलने की शक्ति है, वी फॉरगेट। दैट्स व्हाई वी फॉरगॉट हु वी आर, एंड देन वी आर एक्चुअली एट ए लेवल वेयर वी आर स्टार्टिंग टू सर्च। व्हाट इज द फोर्थ क्वालिटी ऑफ अस? वी स्टार्ट सर्चिंग। व्हाट इज द अल्टीमेट? वी विल फाइंड आवरसेल्व्स। In between of this, whatever you do actually. Now tell me, if you understand this concept of 5 things and you are also part of it, आप भी उसी के माध्यम से आए हो और आप भी वही कर रहे हो। Tell me, the things for which we cry, the things for which we are happy, the things for which we praise, and the things for which we say things, क्या इसका कोई भी मतलब है?
कोई
कोई मतलब नहीं है। बट किरदार निभाना है। यू हैव टू प्ले द रोल। किरदार निभाते हुए क्या करना है? अच्छा, कुछ लोगों को हमारे साथ जोड़ दिए गए। अब देखो, आप लोग बैठ के प्रश्न पूछ रहे हो, हमको आंसर देना है। जरूरी था? नहीं था, लेकिन किरदार निभाना है। क्यों? बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाट वी हैव चोजन टू। बट एट द सेम टाइम you can play the role and yet remember who you are. Or else, Shiva says, if you forget yourself, you will cry. And in order to realize yourself, you have to go for deep meditation. And then you will realize and you will get back your power. क्या है? What is the entire story there? Is the same thing. आप भूल गए इसलिए रो रहे हैं, लेकिन जब ध्यानस्थ होते हो तो आपको याद आने लगता है। क्या याद आने लगता है? कि संपूर्ण रचना आपकी है। And all that you are doing is the Leela. All that you are doing is the drama. And then when you wake up, you gain your power back, because now you know it's just like this. You remember my childhood thing that I used to tell Sudha ji, वो राम और रावण आके सीता को हरण करके ले जाता है। राम रावण के साथ फाइट कर रहे होते हैं। एंड देन इन द बैकड्रॉप व्हेन आई गो, आई सॉ दैट राम, सीता एंड एवरीबॉडी सिटिंग एंड सिपिंग ऑन ए कप ऑफ कॉफी। चाय पी रहे हैं बैठ के वहां पे। क्या लगेगा? ये बच्चे को क्या लगेगा? बोले ये क्या है, बाहर झगड़ रहे थे, यहाँ बैठ के चाय पी रहे। What did I ask my father? अरे how this? Then father said, on the stage of the drama, everybody fights with each other, but in the background, everybody is one. So we are fighting here. We are talking, we are discussing, we are crying, we are laughing. But what is the background of it? What is that, what you call, fabric on which this drama is happening? The fabric is we. And it's like so amazing. Yes, so सुनील जी ने मूवी का नाम भी दे दिया, जाने भी दो यारो। So Sudha ji, like always, especially when the things of life happen to us, हमारे साथ जो जो कुछ होता है, we feel a little lower, especially when growing up in the age. क्या होता है ना, शरीर साथ देने लगता है, मतलब छोड़ने लगता है। We don't have that agility, that ability, that strength left within us. Then the mind says, the attachment it creates, again you look at it at a general concept. वो क्या करता है? देख, तेरा समय आ रहा है, तेरा समय आ रहा है, तू कुछ नहीं कर पाया, तू कुछ नहीं कर पाया, तू ये नहीं किया, तू वो नहीं किया, कब करेगा? what it is trying to create? Understand the Maya of the mind. It is doing all these things so that it can bring you back to the same circle of life. Now, an intelligent person would be intelligent enough not to fall into the trap again, realizing that whatever you are saying or doing, I understand. ये सब है, लेकिन मैं आज तक जीवित हूं इसलिए सोच रहा हूं या सोच रही हूं। अगर 10 साल पहले चली गई होती तो क्या मैं ये सोचती या इसके बारे में रोती? और अगर 10 साल के बाद गई, आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाट आई एम सेइंग? मींस आई एम ब्रीदिंग, दैट वाई से ओ माय व्हाई सो मेनी थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग। अरे मैं 10 साल पहले ही निकल गया होता तो देयर वुड नॉट हैव बीन एनी ड्रामा लेफ्ट। सो वो सोच के चलो कि ओके तू तेरा ड्रामा रख, यू डू व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू डू, यू प्ले व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू डू, बट आई एम ऑलरेडी फ्री। कर्म में भी अपने अकर्मता को देख लो। यही शरीर जिसके ऊपर हमको गुमान था, यही शरीर जो एक दिन इतना सुंदर दिखता था, आज साथ छूट रहा है उसका। What is that indication? The indication is very simple and pure. It says, अब तो छोड़ मुझे, तू जो है उसे पहचान। You realize yourself in that space. कपड़ा फटने लगा है, ये अलग बात है कि आजकल फैशन में है। So that's how.
ये सब तो मैंने समझ लिया।
Okay.
हमारा जो बेसिक क्वेश्चन था, मैं एक सीधा सा पूछूं?
हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल।
जैसे मान लो आपको सब फ्यूचर दिखाई देते हैं, किसके साथ क्या होने वाला
चीज है, माय गुडनेस।
तो आपको कभी कोई तकलीफ होती है कि आप सोचते हैं तो ड्रामा ही चल रहा है? कभी कोई तकलीफ नहीं होती? मैं ये जानना चाहती हूँ बस।
See, at one space, it's very bad actually to see the future. It's very bad. क्यों? आप जानते हो क्या होने वाला है, आप बोल नहीं सकते। तो इसका मतलब वो घटना घटने से पहले आपको दुख हो जाता है। And till that happens, you are still in the pain. Even when that happens, you are still in the pain because you are not able to stop it. वो एक मेरे पास कुछ लोग आए हैं और मुझे पूछे कि हमको वो सिखा दो कैसे भविष्य देख सके। मैं बोला पगला जाओगे, छोड़ दो, जितना दिख रहा है वही काफी है। तुम जानते नहीं हो कि उसके बाद होगा क्या। जिसको देखोगे सब कुछ दिखने लगे, व्हाट विल यू डू आफ्टर दैट? Then you have to become a master who is not associated with anything at it, which is very, very difficult, Sudha ji. देख लेना आसान है, लोग बोलते दिखाई नहीं, देख नहीं सकते, बहुत मुश्किल है। नहीं, देखना आसान है, देखने के बाद भी शांत रहना
वो उससे ज्यादा
ये कठिन है। Now just think of, in my case, when I predicted or I told the date and the time of the death of my father, if I was just a son and I saw that, and I saw that person as my hero of my life, then how would I have lived my life in that space? Every day I would have died, "Arey, my father, my father, my father." But then accepting the reality of this space or this drama, that brings clarity in your thoughts. Despite you seeing certain things, you don't see them. Just like हम ना यहाँ बैठे हैं, बहुत सारे शब्द चल रहे हैं हमारे सामने में, there are lot of sound and noise going on, but we are concentrating in one. इसे क्या कहते हैं? It is choice of listening. Choice of listening से क्या होता है? All the other noises are cut down. I am only listening to what you want to say. उसी तरीके से अगर choice of looking to the future comes to your hand, आप वो समझ गए, then it won't be a trouble for you. Or else, whatever you see, you think, okay, this is going to break on that day, this is going to be made on this day, this thing is going to be replaced tomorrow, that thing, you will go crazy with that. If you, अगर आपको कभी लगता है ना क्या होना, कैसे लगेगा, go and watch the movie Bruce Almighty. उसको भगवान की शक्तियां मिल जाती है। एक बार देखना, कॉमेडी मूवी है, बट ब्यूटीफुल मूवी,
मैंने देखी हुई है।
देखी हुई है ना। तो क्या होता है उसका हाल जब वो उसके पास सब सारे लेटर्स आने लगते हैं, क्या क्या सुनने लगता है। दैट एग्जैक्टली व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। भगवान की बड़ी कृपा है हमारे ऊपर कि हम चीजों को भूल जाते हैं।
सही बात है।
अगर सारे चीजें याद रहते तो अभी जो थोड़ी सी भी बुद्धि बची हुई है वो भी चली गई होती। सो सुधा जी, इन दिस वर्ल्ड डिस्पाइट स्टेइंग हियर, देखो जिसने, मैं वही बोला ना, मच्छर बनाने से पहले उसने खून बना लिया था। सिमिलरली, इफ आई हैव दैट फेथ ऑन द क्रिएटर, विश्वास, भरोसा, और कुछ नहीं कर सकते, कुछ तीसरा मार्ग है आपके पास नहीं है। तो जिस तरीके से ना तेरा तुझको अर्पण वाला सिचुएशन है, so in that case what happens, I'll just tell you a story. So I've never told a story today, might be. Shall I tell you a story or it's already late? We'll tell the story on Sunday. Which one? For some people say tell the story, it would be a good night story, then we'll go to sleep. And the US people will say okay, it's a good story to start the day. देखो सुनील जी बोले नहीं नहीं अभी बोलो, फिर आपका सवाल गया, आपका सवाल के लिए वेट करेंगे नेक्स्ट वीक के लिए, चलेगा? ओके। सो दिस ऐसे ही सुधा जी, जैसे आपने प्रश्न पूछा ना कि क्या करूं, मतलब व्हाट शुड आई डू एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स, देयर इज ए स्टोरी ऑफ ए भक्त नेम्ड एज अंगद। ये वो अंगद नहीं, रामायण वाले अंगद नहीं, इनका नाम अंगद था। ये जो अंगद जी थे, ही वॉज नॉट ए प्रेटी रिलीजियस पर्सन, उनको रिलीजन से कोई मतलब नहीं है। मतलब कर्म योगी होते हैं ना, कुछ लोग बोलते हैं कि मेरा कर्म ही मेरा धर्म है, काइंड ऑफ, मुझे और कुछ नहीं चाहिए, मैं ये नहीं करूंगा वो नहीं, पूजा पाठ से काफी दूर। बट नेचर, you know how they prepare? He got him married to a girl who was absolutely into devotion, भक्ति में। उन्होंने उसको एक चीज कहा, अंगद जी ने, कि अब विवाह तो हो गया, मैं जानता हूं तुम्हें पूजा पाठ पसंद है, लेकिन मुझे बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है। लेकिन एक काम करते, तू अपना पूजा पाठ कर, मैं तुझे कोई प्रश्न नहीं पूछूंगा, मैं कहीं पे भी जाऊं तू मुझे मत पूछना। Agreed. She says okay. But this lady was always worried कि why this? Why my husband is also not coming to this path? And the husband was also thinking why my wife is going into that path. Very similar situation at many houses. Is it not? So यहाँ पे वो हमेशा प्रार्थना करती कि उसको भी सदमार्ग दिखा दो, bring him into line, show him the path. वो हमेशा वो प्रार्थना करती थी। अंगद जी जो है, he never bothered about whatever happens. It was all okay till one day. She used to do her puja outside and all those things. It was all okay. One fine day, it was Ekadashi. So what this lady did, she called many saints and sages from nearby place, called them to their home and started doing all the kirtan, bhajan and puja and khana pina, sab kuch. So when he did that, when Angad ji came, Angad ji actually loved his wife too much. That's why he said that do whatever you want to do, I will not stop you, but you don't ask me where I'm going. So that was the condition. Every time, like he loved her wife too much. On this day, when he came home, he was furious to see so many people in his home. He was tired from his work. He came to home and what he sees, there are lot many people out there and bhajan kirtan चल रहा है, वहां पे कोई भगवान की बातें कर रहे हैं तो कोई प्रसाद पा रहा है। He got furious and he says, बड़े अपने गुस्से को कंट्रोल करते हुए कहा, कृपा करके निकले, मेरे घर में नहीं चलेगा, गो आउट। ओके, सो उन्होंने कहा कि जल्दी खत्म करिए और यहां से निकलिए, सो यू गेट आउट ऑफ दिस प्लेस एनीवेज। When the wife heard this, She says, all these years I have been asking that he also come to this place, but what has he done today? He cannot be changed. But then she decided something, that I am going to put the pallu on my face and I am never going to show my face to my husband again ever. Never again. Because he has, वो जो भी संत या पूजा जो भी कर रहे थे उनको उसने निकाल दिया घर से. So I'm not going to look at its face anymore. And from that day she put on the pallu on her face and she never goes in front of the husband. But the husband loves her so much. कितना प्यार था उसको. Then when Angadji saw that this is the case, he said, might be something must be there. 1-2 days I will see. Then after that, anyways, she will come back. 1 month passed, 2 months passed, 3 months passed. Nothing changed. Then when this was happening, he started feeling irritated more and more within himself, because whenever he comes home, there is nobody else except the wife, whom he could talk or whatever, but she is no more in the way of speaking or talking in that space. Then one fine day, he said, what exactly she gets that she goes there and listens to all these things? Buddhi Jagrit hui hogi. Let me go and see what happens. Why? What happens actually in that space where she goes and sits for hours and bhajan kirtan mein milta kya hai? Then one fine day, he just goes and sits at the end of the session. In the jahan pe wo katha chal rahi thi, he sat at the end of it. But when he started listening, somehow, somewhere, his irritation slowly went down without his knowledge. The next day also, he went home. The wife was busy, not showing her face. So he said, what should I do at home? Let this better like go there and see what's going on today. Let's check out the new restaurant kind of thing. Let's check out what's the new talk in the satsang today. He went there again, sat there, listening to it. It felt much better. Without his knowledge, he started going there again and again and again. One fine day, there was a talk going on about Radha and Krishna, and then somebody started singing. And at that very moment, Angadji was lost so much in the talk that he forgot and he stood up and started dancing. Now he didn't knew that the wife is also sitting there. And the wife never knew that the husband was also there. Now when she turned out, like, who is dancing? Everybody sitting and singing. Wow, who is that one person who is dancing like mad? And when she saw, she remembered, oh, so he has come here now. So this day, when she went back to home, and when the husband came, she took off her pallu nikal deti, or she welcomes her home and says, then Angadji says, what happened? Why have you changed? She said, no, I actually went away from you because you were not respecting or going through those things that is good for you. But now I saw that you have also started walking on that path. Then Angadji says, no. Earlier, for a few days, I was thinking like that I am missing you. But actually, I was missing my own peace. And when I went there and sat there, I came to realize that the happiness is not just in this flesh and blood. The happiness is not you. The happiness is within me. And now I have experienced that great happiness only because of you. And I thank you for that. And you can go back with the pallu. I am no more attached to it. And then that Angadji, okay, one fine day, he was taken to Jagannath Puri. Okay. And when he went to Jagannath Puri, he has listened to all this and he has purified from an atheist. He has purified himself so much that for those years and years, he started chanting mantra, dancing with this and all. And finally, when he reached Puri one day, the moment he saw the deities, he ran into ecstasy in that moment and left his body there. तो सुधा जी, वो जिस किसी से जिस तरीके का कार्य करवाना चाहता है ना, वो करवा लेगा। हम अपनी कोशिश कर सकते हैं। कोशिश में हम इतना कह सकते हैं कि भाई, जितनी सामर्थ्य तूने मुझे दिया है, वॉट एवर पावर एंड एनर्जी दैट यू हैव गिवन, आई एम डूइंग दिस, रेस्ट। क्योंकि सुधा जी, हम कभी कभी, हम जब सोचते हैं ना कि वो क्या देगा मुझे, एक बार सोचो, जिसके लिए परेशान हो रहे हो उसको भी उसी ने दिया है। Yes or no? So will you
Yes.
not think about them? So who am I to interfere in this? There is a beautiful saying, Sudhaji. If you want God to laugh, tell him your plans. Because he says, तुम अपना प्लान बोल दो, मैं ना चाहता हूं कि ये हो, ऐसा हो, वैसा हो, वो हंसने लगेगा। किम करिष्यामि, तुम क्या कर सकते हो? सो इसीलिए इस स्तर पे भी सुधा जी, जब भी मन विचलित हो, याद कर लेना उसके, कि देने वाला, जिसके पीछे भी मेरी चिंताएं लगी है, उसको देने वाला भी तू है। अब मुझे इस चिंता से मुक्त कर, इसको संभालने वाला तू है। आई हैव नो रोल टू प्ले इन इट। लेकिन हाँ, जितनी बुद्धि, जितनी सामर्थ्य है मुझ में, मैं उस तरीके से कुछ सेवा कर सकती हूँ, जो भी कर सकती हूँ, पूजा पाठ कर सकती हूँ, वो करूंगी। देखना तेरा काम। और साथ ही साथ, मे दिस बी द लास्ट यज्ञ फॉर माई होम।
ये आपका काम है।
That's where we come from.
हमारा काम है
Never.
जो आप बताए वो करना, बाकी आपका काम है।
वैसे भी करने के लिए हम क्या है, सुबह उठते हो अच्छे विचार आते हैं, नाचने लगते हो, सुबह उठते हो बुरे विचार आते हैं, नाचने लगते हैं। हु इज गिविंग ऑल दोस थॉट्स? अच्छे खासे रात भर नाच के सोए थे, सुबह बेचारे हेडेक लेके उठते हो। किसने दिया ये हेडेक आपको? कभी सोचा ये सारे चीजों को? जब भी सुबह उठो, कुछ भी हो रहा है, उसको पूछ लेना चाहिए, ड्रामा करना चाहता है तू आज, ओके, लेट्स प्ले द एंगर रोल टुडे। लेकिन खेलेगा तू, मैं निमित्त मात्र हूं। आई विल अलाउ यू टू बी यू, देन व्हाट? और किस स्थिति में, किस परिस्थिति में क्या बदल दे, किसी को नहीं पता। अगर दस्यु रत्नाकर को वो इस हद तक लेके जा सकता है, अगर तुलसीदास जी को बना सकता है, वेद व्यास बन सकता है कोई, तो सोचो हमें क्या बना सकता है वो। एंड द ओनली थिंग इज व्हाट आई एम चूजिंग टू बिकम। एंड अगर आप मुझे पूछोगे, आई विल जस्ट से वन थिंग, आई डोंट चूज एनीथिंग, नाइदर आई हैव टू बिकम एनीथिंग, आई जस्ट वांट टू गो बैक। बहुत हो गया, जितना जल्दी ले ले उतना अच्छा। लेकिन उससे पहले नहीं जाऊंगा। जब तुझे लेना है, तुझे आना पड़ेगा लेने जाने के लिए। यू हैव टू कम टू टेक मी। इसीलिए हम एक चीज मानते हैं सुधा जी, हम वो रावण है जिसको लेने के लिए राम को आना पड़ेगा। So that's where I say, even if I have to die, let my divinity come to take me. Not necessarily I am that demon. तो कहते हैं कि बस हम तो तैयार हैं।
नहीं देव, आप वो हनुमान है जो हम सबको साथ लेके जाएंगे। ये
प्रॉब्लम
आपका
हनुमान
प्रॉमिस,
के साथ क्या हो गया जानते हैं? राम चले गए,
ये
हनुमान रह गए।
ये आपका प्रॉमिस है, हम सबको पहुंचाना है।
हाँ, चलो ठीक।
थैंक यू।
ओके, थैंक यू सो मच। So long 1101. A good time. Thank you so much for your patience burning your late night oil and daytime stove. So see you all again soon on Sunday with some new things coming up, lined up, and looking forward to meet you all. Till then, Shiva. So be that. So thank you so much for your time, your effort, for listening to me, for giving me this opportunity. May you all be blessed. But always remember, all these things aside, you are that.